Got it.
All right.
Woo!
Welcome, Caul, to the Stay Awake Squadcast. Thanks for joining us tonight. How are you doing, man?
Good. Yes, got a few of my instruments laying around here. Hope the sound's gonna be okay. It's
Yeah,
man, thanks for having me. I had to set up Discord and everything. When you called me last week, about a week ago or so, invited me on the show, and I actually had a profile from an old online mobile game that I used to play, and so apparently
what
I'm
was
still
the game?
anything. Oh, I don't know. It's one of those stupid Kingdoms of Camelot type things.
Kingdoms of Camelot. What, like RTS? Like I imagine that like something like that. It's like StarCrafty or something. The games where you're like play from above and select a group of people to go attack.
Right. Yeah. It was.
Is that what it is?
Kind of. I think it was kind of like that. It was, the medieval version of that.
Good calls anyway.
I got a couple first-person shooter games on my phone now, but not Fortnite, but PUBG and Call of Duty Mobile and good stuff like that. But anyway, I'm back on Discord now, so.
Well, welcome back to Discord. So, what's been going on, dude? I haven't seen you since like December. I think that's like it was around December-ish when I came out to jam with you guys last and stuff, me and Cal.
Yeah,
right?
It's been
It was
a
around
little
then.
while. The whole COVID thing. We've all been just sort of
Not
woodshedding at
talking,
home.
not hanging with each other.
Yeah. We've been trying to get the hang of the whole live streaming thing, and we're gonna be doing a bit more of that throughout the summer. We've got a handful of shows lined up.
You guys do have plans to do live streams then?
Yeah. And kind of take them as they come along. Like again, just decided to do this last week when you got a hold of me. We just did one of our local stations here, Q100.
Yeah, I heard you guys did a radio interview not too long ago.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. We did that at Union Street Station, live with we opened up for Jabo Billman and his 4-piece, and that went really well. That was a lot of fun.
So
Great
wait, the music was streamed on the radio?
Yeah, it was live at Union Street Station, limited capacity, but yeah, the whole thing was live streamed through Q100 through there, I think on YouTube.
That's what's up. The old Union Street Station. This guy fucking gave me my first show with my band at Union Street Station almost like 4 years ago, 4 days ago. It was May 7th. It was May 17th of 2017. I'll never forget it. One of my favorite shows that I played with my old band. But no, I'm forever thankful for you guys. You guys have always been awesome to me, and I've always fucking loved you guys. But
looking forward to hanging out again with you sometime.
I know. Let's set up a jam real soon.
Yeah, brother Darren's got a little home recording studio up in his guest bedroom now, next door over there. So yeah, we got some cool projects going on. We got some new material that we've been trying to get recorded ourselves and hopefully get that out there pretty soon. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I had forgot that you asked me to play in your all bassist band.
That's right. Yeah, Low B.
Low B.
And actually that the video you just played, Anatomy of a Groove, that was going to be one of the core songs of that project. We when we recorded that with Runyon Media, Dave Runyon, got to give him a shout out, man.
Absolutely. He does.
Guy.
You record with him, right? So yeah, he recorded that track and other tracks.
The new record was recorded with him. Yep.
Yeah, he does good. He does good work.
We tracked that. That actually has you're wondering out loud during the video about the bass tracks and everything. And yeah, we've got I think something like 10, 12 tracks of my boomstick, the shotgun bass.
Yeah.
And then we've got the whamola on top of that, and then the main bass line, that main groove, is my my jazz bass. So yeah, it's pretty heavily layered, and yeah, like again, that was gonna be our kind of core low B song. Um, yeah, in
That
fact,
bass riff, yeah, because I remember I was like, oh, this is the one he was fucking teaching me when I was there. Like I didn't even
yeah,
realize that that was the song.
man, that was gonna be an all-star lineup too. I was trying to get that going right when the Accidentals were first really getting popular, and Katie Larson, their cellist, was rehearsing with us. She was gonna be she was gonna be the cellist of the band, but they got famous and
They did
we
get
started
famous,
touring.
and then they got the Sony sponsor,
Yeah.
and then they got all their gear jacked.
Oh man. Oh god, that was
Jesus
terrible.
Christ, can you imagine, dude? Can you imagine, like?
Oh
But then you
yeah,
got
and
the
it's like
sponsor. Like, how does that work? Like, oh, well, you could just replace all of our gear, right, Sony?
well, it sounds like one of Katie's cellos was pretty irreplaceable. It was like a really really nice instrument.
Yeah,
I don't recall exactly what it was, but that was one of the worst things in my mind was she lost a really special cello and people suck stealing shit.
yeah, it's bullshit, dude.
Yeah.
But I mean, anything could be like irreplaceable if it means that much to you too. Like
Yep.
even my shitty Yamaha acoustic, like it's been through so much shit with me. If I lost it, like, yeah, I could buy another one, but that one has fucking all the stories with me.
Yep. My jazz bass. I've been playing on the same Fender jazz bass for like, damn, at least over 15 years probably now.
Wow.
Probably due for a new one. She's getting pretty beat up, but it plays so good and I like it. I can't bring myself to get rid of it.
Zen Way of Harmony, that is a funny joke, but it's also not funny because it sucks. Robbery,
Yep.
that doesn't sound very accidental. What are you gonna do? Um,
Yeah.
uh, what was I gonna say? So that dude, that video, you guys, that's like a very well done video. The Anatomy of a Groove. You guys use
Yeah,
like good cameras
our
and shit.
buddy.
Did you have any help with that, or is that just shit you guys
Yeah,
have?
a good friend of ours, Davey Sifford. He
Oh,
did the
Davey.
camera work on that and all the editing and all that stuff. Yeah, he spearheaded that project for us. That was filmed at our me and Darren's mom's bed and breakfast, the Ovia House in
Oh,
Traverse
I
City.
noticed that it's Ovia, the Ovia house or whatever. I didn't know that that's your mom's owns that
Yeah.
place
Yep.
right across
Yep.
from the Bird.
Yep. Exactly. Yep. And she's actually selling it to a good friend of ours who's taking it over. But I think technically it's still my mom's name
You don't
on
see
paperwork.
that shit, dude. Like old timey fucking bed and breakfast,
Oh man, we had
especially
a
in our
great time in
city.
that place too. And that's like I've often said the reason I'm able to play bass is because of my mom, but the reason I can build them is because of my dad. Man, we grew up in a construction zone, me and my three brothers, Darren and our other two brothers, and we had a hammer in our hand by the time we could walk. So by the time that Ovia house, it used to be a pretty beat up old place. The previous owners converted it into an apartment building, and we went in there and remodeled it back to its original condition. And got all mom's family antique furniture in there, and so it's super. Yeah.
So you said you could play bass because your mom. Is your mom a musician also? Did she play?
Yeah, yeah. So my stories get kind of disjointed and non-linear sometimes. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
okay. I'm gonna keep
My
you
mom
on
was a
track.
musician. Yeah, yeah. And my dad was a architect, carpenter, craftsman. So and yeah, our house it's still not done being built. The East Jordan house. There's always something new happening. I was just up there last week, a couple weeks ago, doing some masonry work and stuff around there. So yeah, we and that's kind of what set me on my way to starting to build my own instruments, that and just simply being too poor to be able to afford an actual upright bass.
Well, if I
you
can't
know
buy
I
one, I'll fucking build one.
right, I just needed something to, like, drag around in the woods at festivals after hours to do the campfire jams and stuff like that. And so the first one that I built was it was a section of a 55-gallon oil drum that I cut off and stuck a steel pipe on it.
Which
As a happy
you appropriately call a cauldron.
Yep, that was the original cauldron. And it was that was that. Let's see, that was 2008 when I started building that. And as it happened, that year, potentially another long, disjointed, non-linear story, but this amazing one-man band. His name is Mike Silverman. He goes by that one guy. He was playing at Bliss Fest. He was the headliner there, and I was already kind of looking at pipes and stuff like that for the fingerboard on this thing. And then do check out that one guy if you're not
I've
familiar
heard
with
of
him.
him. I've definitely heard of
Yeah,
him.
yeah, and his instrument is the magic pipe, and it's this thing he designed himself. Um, and it's basically two pipes, single string on each one, and then he's got these foot pedals where he plays the drums, and then just buttons all over the thing with sound effects, and the guy's just amazing. And anyway, I got a chance to get backstage and pick his brain a little bit. Super nice guy, Mike, and gave me
He's
some tips on
famous.
how to.
Yeah, that's like
Yeah, yeah.
he does like videos. He has YouTube and all that shit. And
Yep, but that was a huge part of the inspiration for starting to use the pipes with the fingerboard on these things, and yeah, kind of this is what they've evolved into. This is my double gut.
that's the one that was pictured in the picture you sent me, right?
Yeah, yeah, and this one is actually
So beautiful.
two. This is two
Oh, double
uh,
fucking.
two wash tubs. It's a 17-gallon on the bottom, 11-gallon on the top, and then a Baltic birch face that I put on this. You might actually notice that if you look at the picture that you used in your Facebook post, this doesn't have those rivets all along the side here.
Yeah,
Um, and that's actually because this thing was involved in a, a pretty bad accident over near Rapid City uh, a few years after I built it. Um, it's
a
middle of
bad
winter.
accident.
Yeah, we uh, coming home from a show in the wintertime, snow on the road, lost control. A truck actually flipped up on its side. Me and everyone were perfectly fine, but my bass got all fucked up.
Oh
And
no.
but man, my buddy that was driving, he went above and beyond. He paid for materials to help me fix it, and yeah, made made it possible so I could rebuild the thing. And it was kind of a blessing in disguise because I was able to correct a lot of the mistakes that I made in the first place, which has been a big part of my process here is just sort of reinventing the wheel and remaking mistakes as I go along. And um, so it plays a hell of a lot better now. It's got better volume, better tone, and it's a little bit prettier, I think, too.
Call is quiet, John is loud. Listening in California, says Soup Styles.
Oh,
That's
move my camera closer.
yeah. See, that sounded a lot better. I got you all the way up to 200. If there's any way you can make yourself louder.
Yeah, I guess I'll just have to put my face right up by the camera here. I don't know if there's any way I can change
Welcome to the
my
stream, Soup Styles. Thank you for the point out there. Anything
Mhm.
this is live technical shit, dude. So this is what we got to do to fix it. Just how it happens. Um, welcome from Michigan to you, California. I forgot where I was at, dude. So this is what trips me out. You make the how I've played instruments and everything for a long time, but how when you make a bass like it has no frets and everything, how can you just put the strings on and it like you know it's a fucking it's a string on a piece of pipe, but if you played where a G was, it's a G, or like how does that work? Like how do you know that's gonna work?
Well, I started. My mom started me on cello when I was 8 or 9, 8, I think. And it's just you just get used to playing it, like playing a fretless bass guitar or anything else. You just have to train your fingers to hit the right spot instead of hitting close enough, you know.
Yeah. I couldn't do fretless, dude. I need that like, okay, I know I'm here, or like the dots.
Yep. And I actually put on my boomstick, I have little cheater marks on the back of the fingerboard. The audience can't see it, but if I need a little visual reference, I can look back there and
Uh-huh.
see where I'm at. But no, it and I haven't actually been playing upright for that long. I've been playing bass guitar since I was 14. And so upright's still actually kind of a new thing to me, but I really enjoy building them. And the pipe actually makes it easier because I can show you in a little bit here. I just made my first. I'm almost finished with my first two, like full, real upright bass electric sticks. That have nice one's got a rosewood fingerboard, the other one has a an ebony fingerboard, but like an actual upright fingerboard. And that shit is tough to get right. You start with a pipe and it's perfectly straight.
Yeah.
It's perfect. Trying to plane in and get the correct curve on a classical instrument is really really tough. Um, so I've been learning that skill and learning to play them as I go along.
That's what's up, dude. That's such a beautiful thing. Dude, and so you just started doing like the woodworking for doing fingerboards, fretboards or whatever.
Yep. Yeah, the body work is actually pretty easy. That kind of comes naturally. Again, I've been doing that stuff for a long time with my dad and brothers and whatnot. But making it functional is definitely a new, you know, I've been building them now for nearly 10 years
Yeah.
uh, for myself, and I now I'm just starting to kind of get my cauldron music luthier business underway, and I got three of those boomsticks made now. And also, it's
The
worth mentioning.
boomsticks being the shotgun ones or whatever, right?
Yeah, here. This is one. This is sort of the flagship of the. They're really big and unwieldy when you're not. But this is the Tommy gun
That's the one that was featured in the video.
in the video. Yeah, and you can see it's just three strings EAD. The tuning machines are all at the bottom. There's my end pin here, and then the long ass pipe fingerboard that I can't get fully in the screen here.
That shit's
But
next
that's
level. And so when I've talked to you about this before, how much would you sell one of those for?
well, that Tommy gun, I'm asking about 2,800 for it.
Twenty eight
The
hundred
Yep,
for these handmade, crafted, beautiful fucking instruments that
and
you
that's
don't see anything like them.
that's actually marked down a little bit because it is definitely its own thing. It's hard to find someone who is really into something that unique and different, and it's
It's like
it's.
taxidermy
I was
or
I was
shit like
actually
that.
thinking of sending one off to Les Claypool or something like that, just giving him one. He seems
That's
like the
good.
kind of guy
That's
that,
good marketing, dude. Like, taking a
right?
loss and sending something for free to have a big person like that using it and then see your shit and maybe get a shout out. It's good publicity.
And not only is Les a huge inspiration to me
Yeah.
musically and everything, but I just feel like it's the kind of thing that he would appreciate. He's kind of a good old boy. He likes fishing and camping and all that kind of stuff. So I feel like that would look pretty good on him.
Yeah, and fishing and camping, just like us Michigan boys, all like.
I think he's a Texas boy.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm just saying, that's just a natural thing for all of us Michigan people
So
to like.
we definitely have a lot of Texas up here in Michigan.
we, you heard that? Michigan's got a lot of Texas.
Hmm. It's more water though.
So let's talk about your festival. You guys throw your own festival called Meadow
Yeah, Metal
Fest.
Jam. And that's one of our handful of gigs this summer is our own
It's
festival.
happening. Are you guys
Oh,
booking
oh
for
yeah,
that? Or are
yeah.
you all filled up?
Oh, it's happening. Yeah, let's see. Check my notes here. It's gonna be August 28th this year, Friday and Saturday, with Get the Fuck Out Sunday, casual casual leaving Sunday. But yeah, we found in the past that if we do Friday, Saturday, Sunday, then Monday morning we're just all out of dopamine and we're miserable and we're tired and we're cranky blooms and we're no fun to be around and
That sounds like
we
every
don't
festival I've ever. Whenever I leave any festival ever, like, oh, I'm done for a week, and then you go back to work, and you're like,
no, we found it's much better. And also, by Sunday the stage is all packed up. Most of the folks have taken off, but the those that choose to stick around, we usually about 30-35 people left over. It's usually like the hardcores that really love the woods and the camping and just being there, and they get to help us eat up all the leftover food and drink up all the leftover liquor and beer and pack everything up while we're at it. And then Sunday night is just campfire jams, which is always a good time. We've always got at least a handful of great musicians out there. I think last time we did it, our buddy Trent Brythop, if I remember right, he was kind of spearheading the campfire jams on Sunday
that
nights.
sounds like what he'd be doing for sure. I've
Yeah,
definitely played some campfire jams with that dude.
yeah, he's
Uh,
super good.
Last time I played with him was at Leaf Stock, I believe. But so that's happening. It's going down. You guys are doing Meadow Fest.
Oh yeah, yeah, and I wish I had the lineup in front of me here. I'd hate to misspeak, but yeah, it's gonna be a good time. I think we've got the band lineup posted on our Facebook Meadowfest page. But yeah, to those of you who have never been there, it's my one of my other sort of passions is renewable energy. I went to school for it, HVAC, renewable energy, and we're out in the middle of the woods. We're a half mile back in the woods. You kind of assume that you're gonna have to hike back in there. We can usually hook up a ride. We've got some transportation mainly for musicians and for older folks or folks with disability that makes it difficult for them to get out there. Um,
That's
but
fucking
it's way
cool.
back in the woods. Yeah, we use hydroelectric power, wind power, solar power. Pretty much everything that I've built out there for the power systems is made from literally just recycled garbage that we've thrown back together to create power, treadmill motors and PVC pipe water wheels and stuff like that.
That's more of that construction shit coming in, you know.
Yep,
Just
yep.
learn how to turn shit into other shit. Reusing
But
stuff.
as kids, that was where we played. It's our parents' property up in East Jordan, just outside of East Jordan. 100 acres of forest out there, and that was our playground as kids. We'd go out there, build forts, and we still do the same shit now. It's just it's a little more complex and a little bit louder, and we've got more people involved, and Meadowfest started as sort of a end of the summer high school keg party. Summer's over, time to go
End of
back
the
to
summer,
school.
hoorah.
Yup. And Darren, brother Darren, after we'd all graduated, um, turned it into a sort of a reunion and started building, built a little stage platform, and then we built the thing in the creek, for the keeping the keg beer cold, and then we put a roof on the stage, and then expanded the stage, then expanded the roof, and then started building those cannibal hot tubs. Yeah, oh yeah, we have hot tubs out there too. um, and just little by little, everything started getting bigger and bigger and improved, and more friends started getting involved, and it's just been this big
That's how it starts,
community.
brother. It starts, you know, as this thing, and then it evolves and it evolves, and then next thing you know, you got fucking I don't know. I was gonna say fish or something stupid as an example, but you know, you're gonna have big acts coming and playing your show in the back of the woods. You know,
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Soup just posted the lineup for us here. Crazy Richard, Hot Picante, Josh
thanks,
Hall
bro.
and the Alcohol, Breathe I'll Breathe, Pistol Whips, Sloppy Lizzie, Sherpas are playing.
Woo!
Shout out to my boy Chris Burgess,
Yeah, dude.
Michael
That's they always
Rostek,
put on
the
a good
Vermeers,
show.
Buffalo Jam, yeah man, Quantum Fleek, Brothers Crunch, Act Casual. Sick lineup, sick lineup.
Dude, I'm really looking forward to seeing Act Casual again too. They're one of my new favorite bands. New from a couple of years ago,
I do
and they
believe that they did the video game sets or whatever at the Pyramid Scheme in Grand Rapids. I'm pretty sure they were one of the bands that did it.
I haven't actually watched that yet, but I know what you're talking
You know what I'm
about. And
talking about? Where they were like,
yeah,
okay, one band's gonna do Nintendo 64 songs, one's gonna do like
Sega
set.
Genesis theme.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Super sick.
I'll have to go back and take a look at that because I'm glad you reminded me of that because yeah, I had intended to check that out, but never got around to it.
I feel like that's one of the things like all jam bands and shit have to do. It's like you gotta have your one video game cover.
Right. Wasn't it They Might Be Giants? They did sort of a Mario Brothers montage, and it seemed to me like after that it was all of a sudden that was like the thing to do. Everyone started like playing video game themes.
Uh-huh. And I know Glowstick Willie, they do Mega Man and Hyrule and Smash Bro Melee theme. Um
Yeah.
the one I
You
picked,
know,
I was like, the one I would do is a little like Donkey Kong Country one where I do the intro song, Jungle Hijinks, and Aquatic Ambiance, which I recorded my version of Aquatic Ambiance. I actually have a demo recording of it on SoundCloud.
sweet. Nice. Yeah, man.
If you were gonna pick one, what would you pick? What game would it be?
Oh, probably Legend of Zelda.
Any
The
song in specific?
the theme when it shows the like when you get out into the world, it's like ba 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 ba
Uh
da.
huh. Yeah.
uh, um, what was that? Why can't I think of the name? That game was really popular for a while, like last year, the year before. And you're just a little heart, and you've got to dodge all the patterns and stuff.
Oh,
Uh,
Undertale.
Undertale, yeah,
I
dude.
love Undertale.
Fuck yeah, dude. My son Keenan showed me this bunch of young dudes. They did a bunch of thrash metal covers of that music. It's so good.
Yeah,
That's that's
Rashad
actually
EB does a bunch of covers that are sick of that.
and that dude, that is seriously some good music. Like
Yeah,
there's
Toby Fox is the writer of the music for the scores. Yeah, that game has incredible music. I've always said that. Like, okay, like this game's a little silly, you know, it seems childish, but like when you get into it, it's like there's some really intense shit in there, dude.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
And yeah, some of these like Euro thrash style, like versions of the music are just incredible. So good. Yeah.
Pontra44 says, "I love you guys. So awesome to see you on here, Caul.
Me
I'm
too.
sure it's somebody we know, but I don't know who it is."
Yeah, it's yeah. I don't memorize screen names.
Yeah. I know Soup must be Darren.
Right. Yep. And apparently on Discord, I'm still Noob Shanker.
You are Noob Shanker. Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't expect you to drop Undertale on me. It's actually one of my favorite games of all time. It changed my life, dude.
Yeah.
And video games and music and shit like that go hand in hand, you know.
Definitely. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
music,
Well,
like
even
what was I was watching a video that's like, oh, you music is used to like make you recognize shit, you know. So when you hear bump bump bump, you know, or like the Mario theme, like oh, you're thinking of Mario, you're thinking of
you
fucking hitting
immediately
the
recognize it.
boxes and
Yeah.
getting stars and shit.
Yep. And I think it might have been our guitar player Aaron Johnson he actually seemed to know quite a lot about the original composition of all that stuff. The the original composer, and that is some incredibly complex, in terms of music theory. Um, that it's not just a cute little ditty. That's some like really, uh, hardcore music writing and composition,
Yeah,
and went into that and all of that music. Um,
those
it's
Japanese fucking musicians and shit, dude.
it's a huge industry. Yeah, whether it's movie soundtracks or TV show themes, video games. Yeah, can't make it as a rock star, right? Video game music.
Dude, and I've told my buddies that dude, like you should just sell your shit to movies or games, like at least as a start, like to make money, like just even stupid shit like the Left 4 Dead like theme screen or something, where you're just playing like some eerie chords. Like people do that shit and they get paid to sell that song, and it's just a theme music.
Well, it wasn't like ba da ba ba ba. That was worth like 5 million or something like that.
Right. Just a little catchy jingle. Uh,
Yeah,
we were talking
I need
about
to
that
earn those.
on the last episode last week, and I was saying music is literally the universal language, like you could get together with somebody not speak the same language as them at all, don't know how to communicate, but if they know music and you know music and you play a C or whatever, oh I know how to do that, I know what that is, I can understand that.
Yeah, it's probably the only form of mathematics that I'm anything close to good at.
Same. I hate math, but I love music math.
Yep. Yeah, you cut a number in half, it's an octave. Oh, by the way, I threw a bass string on the Wamola. You had mentioned you wanted me to bring out my Wamola at some point tonight,
I
and
do. I do want you to do that.
so and that thing is a lot of fun.
I got to play it. It was fun. I remember.
In the Anatomy of a Groove, and this is actually a new one. It's actually a failed experiment, because the Wamola is typically strung with a D string for an upright bass D string, and they're actually upright bass strings are called cables, and for a reason they're super tough. The thing about a Wamola is it's a lever that bends the string a full octave, and they break strings a lot, and upright bass strings are not cheap.
Uh
So
huh.
I tried to, after breaking my last upright string on my old Wamola, my failed experiment here that I'm leading up to in my yet another long-winded, non-linear story is I tried to make one that you could just string up with a bass guitar string. Pretty much every bass player has a pile of old strings, old dead strings laying around. But I found that they break way too fast, like
Yeah.
5-10 minutes of playing, and they're just broken. So now I have a useless short scale Wamola that that I'm gonna play for you. You might be witness to breaking a string, but
Yeah, you said that earlier. Like, the string's broken. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure the string was broken. You broke the string on it last time too. Like, you're bending the shit. The strings just break on it.
oh, that's right. When you were hanging out, it was this new one that I had. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and once I go through some more upright strings, I'll be able to restring a new one. I've already started the new Wamola after making all my mistakes. Like I was saying earlier, I made all the mistakes I needed to make, and so now the one I'm working on should be functional and not break strings.
That's the goal. So what me as a bassist, I want to know what brand of strings you prefer. Like, what would you recommend to a newer bassist or whatever? What do you swear by?
um, Slinkies are always good.
The old Ernie
You know,
Ball, right? Yeah. Ernie
balls.
Balls for life, dude.
Yep, I've actually been using D'Addario strings both for my jazz bass and for my uprights.
I'd say that's
Uh,
great for upright,
yep, I
Didario.
put preludes on all of the uprights I've been building. Um, and actually on the newest, I'm gonna back my camera off a little and flash this one real quick. This is one of the ones I just finished. It's
That's
actually
gonna
not even
flash.
quite finished. This is one of the actual
You were showing me this one when I was here. You showed me how you had the
yeah.
two different pieces of wood that you were putting together.
Yep, this is Bluhm family
Let's see the
maple.
back.
This is sugar maple that came from the Meadowfest forest. Got a piece. The highlight in the middle is some Brazilian ebony, or I'm sorry, some Brazilian. I'm thinking of the fingerboard. There's some tiger wood that brother Darren brought home, and then yeah, it's basically just this you know plug and play electric stick. Um,
You guys see
I
how
put
beautiful that shit is? Are you looking at? Wait, hold on. I wanna show it big. I wanna go to big.
okay. So yeah, this is and I built this harness system on the that's attached to the back
Yeah,
that
show it
lets
off some
you.
more. Yeah, let's get a little spin around.
All right, so there's the body. This harness on the back detaches, and this is an adjustable harness. Goes with a guitar strap, um, and that just basically makes it so you can play it standing upright, um, and no end pin. You can bounce around the stage and whatnot. Yeah, I always like to put these spiral headstocks on the top. Yeah, mess with my camera.
And you craft those yourself.
Yep, yep.
Jesus
This
fucking
is
Christ! Do you see this? Look at that! Look at the craftsmanship.
and this one is for sale. So without,
For
I can't
over two
really.
grand.
This one I gotta ask closer to 3. Um, it's got 4
As it
strings on it.
should be, man. I would love to buy one, but
So the
I'm gonna
deal with
buy a.
that,
I'm probably gonna buy a car before I buy a bass at this point.
and this one is actually, I mean, I can't go too far to detail because it's technically that one is a rebuild for a customer. And the strings I have on it are actually kind of dead right now. I just that was a rebuild. Buddy of mine dropped his upright and smashed the headstock, completely
Ooh,
totaled it. And so he gave me all the parts, and the plan was for me to reuse the tuning machines, the strings and everything, and I popped off the fingerboard and built it into that thing. Um, and in the end, though, I decided to use new tuners. The old ones were kind of crap, and it turns out the strings are kind of crap too. I don't know, he must have not have stored them properly. There's a bunch of kinks in them, so there's a couple spots on the fingerboard where it buzzes out on me. So as soon as my new strings arrive in the mail, I'm just gonna put the new ones on. And but in any case, I haven't actually received the money for that, and so um, the kind of going deal is that I either give him $50 for the parts and then just put it up for sale, or if he ends up buying it as per the plan, then it's his. So that might be for sale. There's another one I've got going along with it. It's not quite as intricate a body, and that one will be closer to 2,000.
well,
Same exact build, other than the fact that the body is much simpler. Um, uh, that's that one just took it was just a lot of body work. It's a beautiful piece of wood. The I just kind of followed the natural curve of the grain, just sort of let the thing I let the instrument sort of show itself to me instead of trying to preconceive what it was supposed to look like. I just kind of started carving and see where the grain wanted to go.
hell yeah. Well, what about? Well, one second before I ask you this next question, Pancho wants me to tell you that Farm Boy says Buffalo,
Buffalo.
and
That's
that
awesome.
you'd appreciate to know he's witnessing this because he doesn't partake in the interweb.
Oh, thanks, buddy. It's good to see
um,
you.
what about running a cheaper line of these bases? Would you be able to make some bases that are like $500 to $600, $700, $800? Not all of them being $2,000, $3,000.
Doing an upright is going to be expensive.
Yeah,
A set of strings alone is gonna, unless you go through you know, a like Sweetwater,
Yep.
musician's friend, and wait for a couple months online. A, s- uh, Best case scenario, a set of upright strings is going to cost you about $100.
Jesus
You know,
Christ.
and
Bass strings
the
last longer though too. I feel like than guitar
they do
strings.
they actually, a lot of people would argue that they improve with age. You don't have to replace them that often. But a set of tuning machines is going to cost you $250, and that's for me. That's me buying them. If you want to buy high end, um, quality, parts. The pickup is again, pushing $200. Any one of these things has, at least $500-600 worth of just material involved.
Yeah,
Uh,
not including paying for the art and the labor and blood, sweat, and tears you put into the shit. You know.
But I guess the short answer though is yes. I'd like to be able to do that, and if I can find some cheaper, uh, again, hardware tuning machines and whatnot that I like, that I would feel good about putting on an instrument, then yeah, I definitely would. Uh, Everything I'm building right now is definitely aimed toward a professional musician, classical musician who has a little bit of money to spend. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, hopefully I can expand what I'm doing in the near future.
And you said you're starting up the business. It's going to be a business. And are you going to
Yeah,
train people and bring people on and teach what you know to others?
I'd like to. First I got to start selling a few of these things. The Again, those boomsticks. I'll uh, I'll probably be marking those down a little bit here soon and just try to get them out there. But They are a lot of fun. I could probably make a Wamola pretty cheap. Wamola I could definitely keep, under $300.
I would totally buy one of those. Those things
Oh,
are
there's
so
so much.
much fun. And that's
Yeah.
like a classical instrument. I was doing a little research, and it's like that's a thing. Like there's instruments like that with the crank on it. I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, that's definitely not my own creation. I actually was introduced to the Wamola from Les Claypool, the his Fearless Flying Frog Brigade.
Yep, yep.
They actually have a song called Wamola where he plays the Wamola, and yeah, it's pretty sweet. Yep.
That is
And
sweet.
you run it through some envelope filters and play around with it. You can do some pretty wild shit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's wild. And wait, isn't it just one string on there? You just put one
One
string on it,
string and 11. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Let me move my camera back. See if I can.
and you said what? It's generally the D string.
Yeah. I usually use the D string from an upright. So this is my failed experiment version. So it's got the single string. You got your lever at the top there, and yes, I got this running through my Jens bends right now. Let's see what's that's there. Thought I was all prepared here. Yeah.
And that's a failed experiment.
The thing is, if I played this for another 5 minutes, this string will break. So it sounds great while it lasts, but again, yeah, it's just the
And
bass guitar.
you're hitting it with just a stick,
Yeah, this is actually a hemp stalk that I grew myself and
a hemp stalk
harvested.
that you grew yourself. This guy is all about
Um,
reusing all of the shit. Everything can be reused. Turn up your amp a little bit if you can. I want to see if I can hear it a little bit better,
all right.
or whatever you're playing through. In the while, I'm gonna grab a beer while I do it. It's either it's too loud or too quiet, Soup. Discord's
Yeah.
weird like that, where it's fucking.
Yeah, I wonder if I aim this more at my amplifier, if that'll work better.
Yeah. We can see your reflection in the mirror in the window there. So
Is that better or worse?
it's a little bit better. It kind of sounds like farts.
Yeah, you're probably also getting a lot of the body noise, because the camera's right up close to the instrument as well.
Yeah. So
So,
I'm wondering if Soup's right and it's peaking, so it's just not playing.
well, hopefully you can at least get the idea there. I It would be nice to try to set up a little situation here for myself so I can get some better sound for this kind of thing, but
Yeah, on
I
short
think
notice, I know how it is, man. What I have seen in the past is people who do plugins on their computer, and you could play right through to Discord and stuff. But that's a whole other thing.
yeah, I'm kind of tech stupid at this point still.
Tech stupid, but
Working.
the man can build a hell of a bass.
Yeah, I'm definitely more of a physical hands-on kind of guy. That I'm not really into the software and the things. But, I really, and that's actually part of what I do is I use the realist transducer pickup, which is transducer pickup actually picks up the physical vibration of the instrument as opposed to the magnetic signal, of the string moving across a magnetic pickup, and so that nice big hardwood body on these two basses and the cello that I just sold. That was actually my pride and joy. I just sold my cello Oya, um, and that one, oh my God, that was just beautiful. A beautiful piece of black walnut with this big um, flame-shaped knot hole right in the middle, and I filled the knot hole and the cracks with epoxy and everything. And but yeah, that big hardwood body with the transducer pickup that's actually designed for like an acoustic upright bass goes under the foot of the bridge. um I just found you get that you keep that authentic upright bass tone, but you have that big beefy sustain that you get from bass guitar, because of all the the nice solid hardwood, perpetuating the sustain. um
And everything goes into it that affects the sound. The wood you use, the pickups you use, the strings you use, everything that's that goes into it
yeah,
changes the sound of the instrument.
absolutely, yeah. And again, with realizing I really do need to put some new strings on that one stick bass that I built, because they do like you skimp on parts, you're gonna get something that's, yeah, for me, like if you're gonna build something like an upright bass of any kind, whether it's an acoustic, an electric, a stick, a boom stick, or whatever, you might as well spend a couple few extra $100 and make it really good, really functional, something that's gonna last, something that's gonna sound good. You don't want to put a bunch of work and time and energy into something and just have it be okay. You want it to be.
If it's worth doing, it's worth doing right.
That's right. Yeah.
Call you drink?
I do
You
on
got any blue?
occasion.
You got any booze with you?
I don't. I thought about running out to the beer store, but just time ran away from me, so I'm just drinking coffee tonight.
All right,
Maybe
I was
maybe
gonna
Brother
propose
Darren,
a shot, but
well, Brother Darren's out of town. Maybe if he gave me permission to go raid his liquor cabinet over there. But
bro, Soup, he needs permission to go get some liquor to do a shot with me. That's
but
okay,
then
right?
then I'd have
That's what
to
he says.
bail on you for about 3 or 4 minutes to go get that.
That's okay. I'm willing to let that happen to make this happen.
No, for right
Yeah,
now.
you got to run outside your house and go over to the other house.
Yep. Do a shot of coffee with you though.
All right. Cheers, brother. Cheers.
Salute.
What
are you drinking? I lost you on my screen.
Yeah, I turned it off. Soup says it's cool. I turned it off just because of the lag issue and everything. I'm just trying to use the least amount of my GPU that I can, so that you're not glitching out. I want your video to be clean. So if we have to sacrifice you being able to see me for everybody being able to see you.
Well, I can still see the picture of you there, so I can just pretend to.
Here's a 4-minute link. All right, Darren's giving us a video so that you can make a run and go grab some booze.
All right, thanks, brother.
Whenever you're ready.
All right, yeah, let's go. I'll be back in 4 or 5.
Okay. We'll be here. I'm gonna play that video, and we'll wait for you to get back.
Okay.
Doob66, they said they have Meadow Fest. They have some other shows. I'll ask him when he gets back what the other shows are, but I know that Meadow Fest is happening. Darren dropped the lineup here in chat. 2021, Friday, August 27th. A bunch of sweet acts. The Sherpas are on there. At Casual's on there. Brothers Crunch. Let's watch it. Let's watch this. I'll click this link here. You're drinking cider tonight? Lemonade cider? Nice. It's 2022 too. I was gonna play this one. I wanted to play this one, but I ran out of time. The evidence down. Don't worry if I do.
Some say I'm a paranoid man. I don't see it that way. Burning my mail in the front yard. I don't see it that way. And when the boys in blue they come, why don't they keep away? And when the IRS posts come, why don't they keep away? Got to burn the evidence down. Burn it down. Burn the evidence down. Burn the evidence down. Burn it down. Burn the evidence. Burn the evidence.
Who's that on keys, Soup?
I drive down to Chicago, rolling in my right hand, watching that speed. Some say I'm riding dirty, but no, I'm clean heart, mind, body, and soul. I trust in my heart, I have no fear. Even lights flashing in the rearview mirror. I just wrote the chronic from Kalamazoo, and I tell you, boy, what you need to do, you gotta burn the evidence down. Burn it down. Burn the evidence down. Burn the evidence. Burn the evidence down. Burn it down. Burn the evidence. Burn the evidence.
Burn the evidence.
Burn the to vote for me. Vote for the president. It's proven vote for president. I am in my element. Puff it, punk up past the pot. It's here to stay locked in and not. You want it cool and like it. For the liquor, take a shot. Like the reggae, want the rock. Waging war, the sound and dark. Cause you wear the color. I'm shirtless, holler. You chase the dollar. I grow the ganja. I got my garden. I got
Damn,
my
Darren.
children. I got my freedom. So you got to do you. I got nothing for you. You just go find what you need to find, yo. More clever than your pop Johnny. More handsome than your man's more country than your boy Roy. The crew get high, stay high all the time. So mind your own business and don't you mind mine. Burn the evidence down. Burn it down. Burn the evidence down. Burn it down. Burn the evidence down. Burn the evidence down. Burn it down. Burn the evidence down. Burn it down. Burn the evidence.
Woo. Okay, I'm back.
Burn the evidence down, baby. Hold on, I was burning it down first. I smoked a joint while we were listening to Burn the Evidence,
Nice.
which I
dude,
feel like is the right thing to do during that song.
definitely. Anyway, yeah. So I
You're-
procured an all-day IPA and a shot of vodka.
Wait, in the Metallica fucking Master of Puppets glass, dude.
Oh, dude. Yeah, you know it. Woo.
Fuck yeah, dude. Cheers, brother.
Cheers.
Thanks for being here with me tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Oh, and man, I wanted to say, definitely made me a fan of Glow Stick Willie. After last week, after you invited me on, I was telling you about this earlier.
Yeah.
But yeah, we Darren and I were down in Kalamazoo working with our other two brothers. We have a little business down there. We're trying to get, we've gotten started trying to build it up. Basically, like I said, as kids, we basically grew up on a construction site. So we got a bunch of houses down there. We buy up old, condemned, beat up houses and scrape all the lead paint and peel out the asbestos and fix them up and rent them out. But anyway, Darren and I driving back up last weekend, after last weekend, after you'd invited me on the show, we went on your channel we replayed your segment with Buddha.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
Mostly. And yeah, man, those guys are super tight. And we after we watched your interview with him, a lot of really interesting stuff he had to say in terms of songwriting, streaming, the modern
That was a
music
good
industry.
conversation, dude.
Yeah, and definitely we're gonna have to check out Twitch and try to get on that platform. It sounds like it's pretty good for streaming, but anyway,
is.
after listening to that episode, we listened to Glow Stick Willie on YouTube and shit all the way from Kalamazoo back to Traverse City. Solid 2.5, 3 hour drive.
So you heard all the new good shit they've been doing. Fall Away, 427, dude. Back
Yeah,
Room.
I'm a fan for sure. Yeah, it's good stuff. Yeah, it sort of seemed like a bit of a segue. Kind of like I always thought of like earlier Soundgarden, like Bad Motorfinger, as sort of a segue from like the '80s sort of hair metal into the Seattle, grunge alternative, '90s sort of sound, and I kind of got a hint of that from them too. Like,
Oh yeah.
they got a lot of that. Like their guitar player has a
Yeah,
super
JMO's
tone.
raspy fucking grungy
Yeah,
motherfucker, and then Buddha's got those beautiful angelic harmonies, dude. Like it fits so well, dude.
yeah, dude.
Yeah, they've been going crazy on Twitch. They're live right now. It's JMO's birthday, and they're on the
Nice.
front. They're on the front page of Twitch. Now they've worked really hard for it. When you come to Twitch, it doesn't start like that. I've been watching Glowstick Willie stream since day one, and they would stream for like 10 or less viewers at the beginning, and then like forever it'd be like 40 viewers, and then I slowly
Yeah.
watched it go up, and they probably got fucking who knows how many viewers right now being on the front page. I watched them get up to 14,000 viewers. It just goes
Damn.
to show you put the work in and you do the shit. Other bands should be following suit, dude. Like you got all bands, everybody's guilty. You sat around for a fucking over a year and didn't do shit. Like you just stopped.
Fuck you. Now you're making me feel bad.
It's not you. It's not you, man. It's
It was.
giant bands, it's little bands, it's everybody. And Glowstick Willie decided that they were going to pioneer the like, well, what if we just stream 5 nights a week, 5-6 hour sets?
Yeah. No, we did as I said earlier, we've been consistently rehearsing and recording, and we've done a handful of streaming events, but all hosted by other people.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Why not run it yourself? You know?
Exactly.
Why
and
not just learn how to be tech savvy and do it? You know?
So yeah, I think a lot of other local bands kind of missed that boat, because we really did. We spent a year basically lamenting the fact that we couldn't play out and everything, and here was this whole platform, multiple platforms available to us that we could have been doing it. You know, I think part of it though is you have to know people that can run the sound, that know the tech, and none of us are that guy,
And if you really want it, man, and you can go on YouTube and look up how to set up this soundboard, this mixer to my Streamlabs. Like even what you're seeing right now, what I'm doing right now, it's all just a product of like looking up how to set up shit. You have the internet at your display, dude. You can learn anything so fast. Like that's how do you think I learned how to play guitar? I looked up how to play guitar on the internet. Like. You don't need college. You don't need any of that shit, dude. You can learn anything now.
You just got to make sure that what you're looking at online is the right transcript and not the the streamer's interpretation, approximation of the guitar chords.
Right. Yeah. No. Well, a lot of times I have to do both. I look up like tabs and get Ultimate Guitar, and then I watch a video and see, because I can tell something's wrong. Something's always wrong. It's people who fucking put this shit on the internet. They don't know. They don't have the tab book or talk to the people who made the song.
Yeah.
They're just guessing. And then you take after you've listened and looked, then you use your ear and try to find it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. There's and a lot of times, yeah, like someone won't take into account that like maybe the band tunes a half step down. They're tuned to D sharp, whatever. There's a lot of room for error. And at the same time though, like I've always felt like if you're gonna cover a song, like two ways to go. If you're gonna do a cover song, you should either do it like really, really, true to the original, genuinely true to the original, or completely fuck it up and make it your own. Rearrange it, make it your own style, add your own thing.
Absolutely.
You can't go half-assed either way. We do a cover of Pigs, Three Different Ones by Floyd. I love that song. One of my favorite albums of all time, the Animals album. And we try to stick pretty close to the original, but of course we don't have a keyboard player, so we try to get the key parts as close as possible. Aaron, actually, our guitar player, has one of our two guitar players. He has this great setup, this amazing setup on his guitar. It's a second pickup that he actually installed. It's got its own volume control and runs it through a separate amplifier, and he can make that thing sound like anything. He plays the steel drums through that for we cover Bananas and Blow by Ween.
Yep.
And he covers the steel drum parts on that and whatnot, and he can kind of make that sort of thing work when we're playing, covering a song where it might not necessarily be an instrument that we have. It's a really it's an incredibly expensive, amazing rig that he's set up. Aaron probably spends way too much money on his gear.
I know he has some nice gear. He's brought it down to open mic and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, and we just picked him up less than a year ago. Darren, me, and Earl have been a three-piece for I think going on 6 years now, or the band's been around for about 6 years, and we always intended to have a fourth guy. We wanted basically to have the front man, a singer, um, and we just never ran into the right person. And yeah, not long ago, uh, met Aaron and got him involved, and he's the perfect fourth brother. He he knows all the tunes we know. He's a Ween fan, um, and but he's also like a fan of the jam band stuff. So he and Earl get along great together musically. They got a lot of the same approach to playing guitar. So when the two of them just kind of start working off each other, playing off each other, um, we get into a lot of that, you know, just sort of uh, that like kind of jam band sort of feel, but at the same time,
But it's
Darren
also
and I,
just like rock and roll. You guys are also just very
Darren and
rock
I
and
always
roll.
definitely keep it heavy. Yeah, Darren and I have always been pretty heavy-handed, and of course we've been playing drum and bass together for forever. Um, and so yeah, it comes off pretty good, I think. Brothers
See,
Crunch had.
and I always liked you guys as a three piece, and I thought it was perfect. And we always talked about how you guys and Glowstick Willie should be playing shows because you have such a similar feel going on. The there, Ralph and JMO are brothers, and fucking Ralph's on the drums, JMO's on the guitar. Like you guys have the same thing going on, like a three piece with the grungy vocals and some beautiful harmonies,
Yeah,
And you guys
yeah.
you guys open for them at the Hollow, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I don't think that was Glowstick Willie.
No, it was,
Yeah.
dude. Because we set that show up. My buddy Nigel did. Sent him your way. It was absolutely Glowstick Willie at the Hollow because we threw a big after party with them that night.
Hmm. Because that
Wait, it might have
night,
been Biomassive.
it might have been Biomassive, because I'm pretty sure that night, the video that you played
Yeah,
earlier,
I
was
realized
the
that
same.
that's not from that night, but
But really, Willie actually played at the Hollow.
yeah, they played at the Hollow with Biomassive. I forgot because that's how Biomassive got on Willie Town, their festival.
Oh, man, I really wish I had been there.
That
Man,
was
that
a
place
sick
is
show. I
so
think, and I
cool.
would still say to this date that that was one of the best Glowstick Willie shows I've ever seen. And they do so many sick shows. They went hard that night, dude.
That venue was, dude. That place has been torn down. You probably are aware of that
I am
too.
aware of that. Yeah, I was saying that on stream. Like, rest in peace to Hollow.
Oh my God. I mean, and to anyone who had never had the opportunity to go there, it was just some local dudes. They had this room. It was this old auto shop or something. They set up some skateboard ramps and the stage in the corner,
Some
and it was
booths.
like full on underground, like
It,
truly underground,
it
like
was.
no
It felt like some underground
necessarily.
shit. You can even see if you're watching that video, like all the graffiti on the walls and shit.
It was so, dude, it was legit. It was such a cool place.
So cool.
And I'm not even sure exactly what happened in the end, but yeah, it got torn down. We played a couple of shows there. That show that the Ledley video, and man, we should bring that back. We haven't played the Ledley in a long time.
That's like
Um,
when I first started watching you guys. That's like what grabbed my attention. Like, oh, this is sick. They're mashing up all these songs. Like, it's fucking Sweet Leaf. It's rhyming and stealing. Like, Red Hot Chili
right,
Peppers or whatever.
in
Like,
your new band, I mean that song fills up like 12 minutes of stage time.
yeah, which is important. Yeah, dude. Like, all right, we can 12 minutes out of the way because that's happened to me a lot. Where it's like, fuck, I'm in a punk band. We got to play an hour set. Oh, we've got 15 songs that are like 2.5 minutes. That's not
And
an hour set.
that whole medley, the Ledley medley, was
Lovely
another
minute.
product of me and Darren driving back from Kalamazoo after working with the brothers. And the whole idea is, so like the first single from the Beastie Boys on the first album, "Rhymin' and Stealin'," and that was a sample of Sweet Leaf from Sabbath, and the drum beat from When the Levee Breaks, Zeppelin. And and so those are the three core songs right there: Beastie Boys, Zeppelin, and Sabbath. And then we, at one point we realized that the Red Hot Chili Peppers, they also they sort of pirate that riff, you know, that
Yeah, realizing like, wait, all these riffs are the same.
yeah, and they steal that for Borrow It, whatever, shout out at the end of Give It Away. And so that became the fourth song in the mix. And yeah, we just kind of keep bouncing between those three songs because they've all got that very real connection, you know, historically, and it all just made sense, and it's a lot of fun. Plus, you know, when you're playing the bars and stuff like that,
It
especially
makes
like
everyone throw down. I know. Oh my god, my mind's blown. They're playing 4 songs all in one song. I know them all. Yeah, that one always gets people going. They're
Yep.
very creative, boys. Very creative of you.
Yeah. But yeah, we mapped that one out on the road driving back from Kalamazoo. Got back here, and I think it was only like a couple days later we got together with Earl and organized it and rehearsed it and practiced it. And then that Hollow show, the video you showed, that was one of the first shows we played. You know.
That was one of you guys' first shows. I was watching it too, and I was like, these motherfuckers look like way younger in this. But it only says 4 years
What
ago.
is that beard on Earl? I forgot that he used to have that big old bushy beard and the long hair.
Yeah, yeah. I remember when he cut it, I almost hardly recognized him, dude.
Yeah.
But Darren looks like a baby.
He does.
All shaved up and shit.
Yeah. No, he's always been the baby of the family. He's a good looking boy.
And I said that, I was like, Caul doesn't look any different. He doesn't look like he aged any, but the rest of them look all young and silly. Soup says, don't thank me too much. I stole that IPA out of your garage a few days ago, Milt. Ha ha
ha. That figures. Well, I got it back. Mine now. Oh yeah. I'm gonna try to get up into the studio there tomorrow, Soup, and work on Mama Said mixing. We got some friends of ours that just layered some horns on the ska song that we've been working on.
Oh, you guys are dropping a ska song?
Oh hell yeah, dude! Brother Darren, he wrote it. It's you know, things that Mama says to you, good advice that Mama gives you throughout your life, and yeah, we again, like I had mentioned earlier, he recently set up a recording studio up in his spare bedroom, and we've been doing that one. We've been doing another song again that he wrote called Tapes, which is that's going to be a really good once it's done and fleshed out. It's going to be a really nice song. It's all about again, Darren's the youngest of the four of us, and after Damon and Park and I had all graduated high school and moved off to college, it's basically Darren going through the pole barn and looking at all the shit that we left behind. And mainly the song focuses on the name of the song is Tapes. It's a box of old tapes, like late 80s, you know, 90s rock and metal and stuff like that, like Kill 'Em All, you know, Mellow Gold, The Real Thing, you know, some Nine Inch Nails, and the whole song is kind of
Painting, the painting came down. Takao, welcome to the stream.
But anyway, we're working on those.
Somebody clip that. The fucking painting going down on him. I saw it going. I was like, what is happening?
I've got to get a hold of my old college roommate, John Anderson. We had a band called Ashtray Stench and the Various Drunkards.
Oh, I like that.
Fucking glorious name. And I was the guitar player in that band, mainly because John didn't play anything, so he had to be the singer. And you know, a band needs a guitar player, so I had to be the guitar player.
Usually, it doesn't usually work like that. It's usually, that's why I play bass. It's like, oh, the band needs a bass player. Nobody wants. There's so many guitarists. They've already got 3 guitarists, so you know none of them wants to play bass.
You know, with I've definitely got strong opinions on guitar players becoming bass players.
What's
It,
your opinions? Because
okay,
that's me.
okay,
I had to do it, dude.
yeah. And
But then I
I
liked
think
it.
if you try to play bass like you play guitar, you're gonna fail.
Oh
I
no.
think far too many guitar players that feel like they have to be the bass player and maybe go about it begrudgingly. Um, they are basically playing an ongoing guitar solo, and bass lives in the pocket.
Dude,
You
I've
you
always
stick
been a rhythm player though. So it's almost like
yeah,
I was meant to be a bassist.
and you probably are. You know, maybe it was fate that pushed you that way.
Yeah, that's
Um,
how I feel about it.
but like you really have to simplify and you know your job is to lay the foundation on top of the drums, follow that kick drum, and make sure that you set a foundation so that everybody else can wave their dick around and sound good, you
I
know,
have a whole
and
new appreciation for bass and drums after these last 2 years of playing bass. I
yeah.
think it's the best part, dude. They control the whole song, and the guitar doesn't even need to be there. It's almost unnecessary. It's like you're just extra, you know,
Oh,
just a little bit
you
extra
know
on top.
when the rhythm section is having a bad night, you feel it, you hear it.
Uh
You
huh.
know, if the rhythm section is solid and the guitar player is maybe a little off, you know, it can slide. But if the foundation isn't there, everything else just sucks. And I do feel like a lot of guitar, like you know, guitar players that become the bass player, they they fail to rethink what they're doing, and they're maybe a little resentful of that they have to be the bass player, you
See,
know, or
I didn't
whatever.
feel like that. I ended up being happy. I was like, oh wait, I like this.
Embrace
Like
it. Embrace it. It's you know, it's embrace the dark side of the force. It's your destiny.
bass is the new black or whatever.
Definitely. I think
Whatever the saying is.
I think that I mean aside from
Bass
being,
is
you
the
know, a
new
child of
guitar.
the 90s, that was one of the things that I really love about, you know, the sort of Seattle and you know 90s sort of revolution is that bass players started to be upfront and be you know more you know recognized as a creative voice in the band instead of just being boom 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 boom, you know, and maybe there's a balance. Maybe that's kind of like straying from what I was kind of saying earlier a bit in a way, but you know it's finding the balance of having your own voice in the band, but also you know sticking to that pocket and keeping that foundation. And again, I keep seeming to go back to Les Claypool here. He's great like that. You
Yeah.
know, he has a lot of music where he'll just kind of go off and be just kind of like banjo twanking it, but you know, like the core of any Primus song is just a super solid bass riff, you know, with just freak on top of it.
Oh yeah.
And you know, a lot of people look at Les Claypool and say, you know, that he's you know more of the frontman bassist, you know, in terms of kind of straying from the usual bass, uh,
I love
you know.
frontman bassist. That's what I want to be, dude. And that's kind
Yeah,
of what you are, you know.
try it. Yeah, somewhat.
You guys
I
all
do.
kind of share it, you know.
Yeah. You know, who's a great bass player frontman that a lot of people don't even realize it. Fucking
Josh
Sting.
Homme.
Like,
Oh,
yes,
Sting.
dude, I mean, to cite a mainstream, you know, guy, a lot of people don't even realize that Sting is the bassist. And he's super solid. He's one of those guys. He's kind of an old schooler, obviously. You know, he plays with his thumb. He keeps the thump going. You know,
Did you
plays
see
on the
his
one.
tiny desk with Shaggy?
No, I haven't.
You
No,
gotta see it. It's dope.
right on. No, I definitely I've never been a huge fan of Sting, but I
Yeah, but
definitely
what about
appreciate what he's
Shaggy?
done. Yeah, yeah,
We all love
yeah.
Shaggy. Come on.
Yep. Man, I'm a big fan of Victor Wooten too.
Same, very
I,
much
I'm
the
I'm
same.
I'm struggling to learn some of his material. I know how to play the Sinister Minister, Bella Fleck, more or less, not the solo, but um, but man, that guy is a monster.
He's the
He's
best.
amazing, and he's a pretty short guy too. He's got I'm a short guy. I got kind of small hands, for a bass player, and but man, he proves that you can make it work. You can play those notes. You can use that pinky. You can
I
stretch. You
I've
can.
seen and I've seen him in interviews where he says like he says some crazy shit. Music for the Win, I think, is who he did an interview with, and he's like, even like wrong notes aren't wrong notes. Like he just says all this crazy shit that like made me feel better as a musician. Like, oh, don't feel bad about certain things, or like, oh, he's even like, you don't need music theory. You can have it, but you don't need it.
Right. Yep. Yeah. Make what Bob Ross would call a happy accident.
A happy accident, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I meant to do it. I meant to play that off note. It put you in suspense, didn't it? Made you feel tension.
Definitely. Yep.
Just a part of the art.
Yeah. 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 It's it's something that we've been working on as a band in terms of songwriting with Brothers Crunch is just really trying to write those details in, like just kind of focus on the little details of a song. That one little lick that you're going to play together, bass and guitar, maybe is going to play together. The little details that take a song from being like, oh, it's a pretty cool, little riff, to where people are really like, oh wow, it's like you can really hear what you were going for there, and you know and then you do that on stage, you do that live, and then it's like, oh yeah, that was nothing, that just happened. That's and we're kind of at that point. You know you you're together as a band for so long, and you've got this collection of songs, and they're great. You got them tight, you've got them good, but then you need to take that collection of songs and turn it into a performance. A cohesive, coherent show. And we had really started to kind of get that going on with Brothers Crunch, and then the whole COVID thing happened, and even just in the handful of shows that we've played this year so far, live shows, you really realize how quickly you get rusty again in terms
Yeah,
of doing
dude.
because it is like, just remember, like, oh, like after this song, no pause, like go right into the next, don't even look at each other, don't do anything, just boom, hit it. And
If you don't
you
use it,
take,
you lose it.
man, yeah, and that's like the next level of shit. That's where you start making the big bucks.
Yeah. Well, and
Turn a bunch of
you know, Glow Stick Willie, all those fucking dudes do is sit there for a lot of hours a week, just shredding and playing and fucking throwing down hard. That's what it takes, dude.
Yep.
Non-stop work. Me and Jake, dude, I did a couple streams on here for music streams, and I was like, let's just play some of our old songs, dude. Play shit we haven't played in 4 years, and it was rusty as fuck, dude. Like
Good for
wow,
you, man.
we used to have those songs so tight, like just crushed it.
Yep.
Now it's like, wait, what's the part again?
And also, like, we've got a bunch of cover tunes that we used to play that we've kind of dropped. We used to play Marilyn Manson. I don't like the drugs, but the drugs like
Yeah,
me.
yeah, yeah.
That
That's
song
always a
is so
fun
much
one.
fun, but it's so hard to play. It's like it's so kind of far outside any, we've all got a really wide range of music, including Marilyn Manson, that we're interested in, but that is so far kind of outside the style in which we sing or play.
But it's
It
like
was
you said, where you take it, it's like, all right, you either take it and do it exactly or make it your own. And that's kind of what you guys did with that. It's like, well, let's do this song. It's cool. The lyrics are cool and everything, but let's make it Brothers Crunch, like it's our song.
and maybe that's where we're going about that one wrong. Is we're trying to play it too close to the original, and we maybe
But
should have
sometimes it
tweaked it
just
up a
ends
little
up
bit.
coming out like you guys anyways, because you can't get it exactly like the original. So it just comes out how you would do it anyways, how you are, what the Brothers
Yep.
Crunch is.
Yeah, there's probably not a whole lot of folks out there that can sing like Marilyn.
No.
You know, he's an interesting dude. Just recently, we found out that he's kind of an asshole. Big, like he was ever in the closet about that, right?
That he's kind of an asshole?
Oh, I don't know. I've just been seeing some stuff
Are you a
online.
big Marilyn Manson fan? Is he a huge influence on you as well?
No, not huge. I've always definitely I've always been into the musicianship. I've never
Absolutely.
been really into like kind of the hardcore sort of goth rock and metal, but they've got they're not really like they're not like typo negative or like one of those like really deep like vampire sort of bands.
That's
They're
like
just
type
kind
one
of
negative.
another they're just kind of like they do the freak show thing, but they're just a solid rock band, and
Oh,
they're at their core, Manson is just a really solid hard rock band.
he had John
Um,
Five as a guitarist for a while, who's a really good guitarist.
yeah,
He's like a Victor Wooten of guitar, you know.
I guess I just kind of picked them out as an example, of you know where you can try to draw inspiration from. You don't necessarily have to be a huge fan of any particular band. In the same note, I've never been a huge Grateful Dead fan. Definitely appreciate their music. Both
Hmm.
both the guitar players are pretty big Dead fans, and you can hear in their style and what they draw from. As a festival musician, I'm required to have a working knowledge of the Grateful Dead, and
Yeah.
and you know,
I
and I
won't do
do.
it.
I definitely
Like, I'm not doing
do.
no Dead. Fuck that. I don't want to hear the Grateful Dead, and definitely don't play
Dude,
no Fish.
dude, I said that to Earl once, and he constantly throws it because we do play a few Dead tunes. We play Loser. Um, let's see what else we got. Whatever. We play a handful of Dead tunes. And when I first met Earl, so he moved up here from downstate. He moved in at Darren's place next door, and he was a roommate for a while. And when I first met him, we were all just jamming out, and Darren and I were playing some drum and bass, and we were playing some Grateful Dead and stuff like that, and just kind of riffing and noodling. And I was like, oh, this dude's really good, and it's like, a lot of the same songs. Whenever you get together with friends and you got a bunch of people that no one really knows a bunch of the same songs, there's always a handful of go-to sort of folky, Deady type songs that you all know.
Yeah, I've been
And
in these situations.
we were doing a bunch of that stuff, and I was like, oh, this guy's good and everything. And then Darren and I started kind of getting heavy and rocking out a little bit, and Earl stomps on his fuzz and just starts getting it. Like, oh yeah, that's the good stuff. I like this guy,
This
and
is the
so yeah,
story of how Earl joined your band. Is that what I'm hearing
yeah,
right now?
yeah, yeah. And we immediately started talking about doing, starting a project, and 'cause Darren and I already wanted to do it, and Earl's just a shredder. He's amazing,
He
and
is. He's
so
great.
yep, we put it together, and we fished like I was saying earlier. We fished around for a fourth guy for a while, and it just nothing clicked until Aaron came along, and things are going really well now. We're really looking forward to hopefully getting a few more shows booked this summer and getting out there and showing what we can do. We played like one show with Earl or with Aaron before COVID, like one real show getting
Yeah, it
out
was
there.
bad timing for him. Like, oh shit! Like right before I
Yeah,
get to do some band shit, everything shuts
yeah.
down.
But again, we've been working hard, woodshedding and writing and all that kind of stuff, and
And that's what's important. If you didn't stream, at least you were doing that. recording or writing music, coming up with ideas.
And on that note, once again, we are really looking forward to releasing at least these 2 new tracks. Mama Said and Tapes. Oh, and possibly once again, me with my non-linear disjointed storytelling. I
That's
was talking
fine.
about my college roommate John and our band Ashtray Extension, the Various Drunkards. We've got a song called Butt Rock Band, which is a song. It's essentially it's kind of like a punk rock song.
It's
But
called Butt
it's
Rock
about
Band.
butt rock band, like hair metal, butt rock. Like
Yeah,
like
like me.
like like old 80s hair metal, Striker and Poison and Motley Crue and all that good stuff.
All the good
But
stuff.
but yeah, we're working on a Ashtray Stench cover of Butt Rock Band. And I need to try to get a hold of my buddy John, who is the singer, and see if he can lay down some vocal tracks. In that band, it was actually Darren and my oldest brother Damon playing drums, and my buddy Bob Donnellan, who was a phenomenal punk rock bass player. He like his right hand, like he played with a pick, but his wrist never moved. It was all just like all that action, all thumb and forefinger, and then his left hand is just moving like a million miles a second. Um, and they were basically the talent of the band. Me and John were just the stench. It was a fun project though. I feel like we actually wrote some really good songs. Trying not to take ourselves too seriously, and maybe that's part of the key is when you're trying to sit down to write a song, and you try to take yourself too seriously, and go at it with sort of an ego, you're almost destined to fail.
Yeah.
You need to sometimes just kind of loosen up and speak from the heart or from the gut, and just if you're feeling goofy, write a goofy song. If you're feeling whatever, a little melancholy, write something sad. If but like never try to take yourself too seriously. And always know that you're just, everyone's just another guy or girl or dude, whatever,
I'm a dude. He's a dude. She's a
he's
dude.
a dude, we're all dudes, and we're all just kind of out there, trying to share whatever ideas we have and whatever we have to add to the conversation, and every once in a while we get it right. And I think Butt Rock Band was one of those songs where we actually got it right. That 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 one's gonna be a lot of fun. Yeah.
Awesome. I'm excited for it. Can't wait for some new shit from Brothers Crunch.
Yeah.
Want some new shit from everybody,
Yes, sir.
It's weird to think like getting back to being able to come to Metal Fest or go to Willie Town or like, oh, everything's gonna be happening again. Feels weird, man.
Yeah, and I mean, that's another thing, is not just in terms of the rehearsal and actual, the performance itself, but we're out of practice in terms of booking and just the business end of
Yeah.
things, and hoping that we can, play whatever shows we can this year. We definitely had big plans to try to get downstate to share the stage with some of our friends down there. Um, Still it's not quite too late, but usually the booking is at least 3 months ahead of time. You got to do it, and man, I just feel like we're out of practice in so many areas. Fortunately, the actual songwriting process and actually performing together is not one of them. It's the one thing we've been doing on the reg is just getting together at the jam pad and just working, playing the songs and learning
It's
new
important.
material. Yeah.
Soup. Also, will you post some of your links? I want you to drop some links to your YouTube and all that shit. And shout out fucking Brothers Crunch. Go give them some love.
Yeah, Brothers Crunch. You can find us on Facebook. We got our homepage there. You can download all of our music through Spotify, CD Baby, all the usual, big streaming and download sites.
They're everywhere.
Uh, we've also got a YouTube channel, and we're working on getting more content out there. We haven't been spending a whole lot of time doing videos, but we
It's
have.
important these days, dude. That's the way. Live streaming and making these like that groove, the anatomy of a groove. That video is awesome. That shit's
Yeah,
super cool, entertaining, good jams. Like
yeah. That was a lot of fun. That song was a lot of fun to make too. We we uh we we really tested Dave's uh uh what's the word I'm looking for, his comfort zone. um Dave Runyon, when we were recording that one, because he's and hopefully I'm re-quoting him, not misquoting him here, but like he was basically, never really worked with a loop based songwriting process, and that's kind of how we recorded that one. We recorded that that main bass riff, the one I showed you when you came to hang out with us.
yep,
Loop that, and
it's
he
two
kind of had
bass
to,
parts. It's two bass
you know,
parts. The
and then
when
just
when
loop
when
the bowed part over top of that, and went through that whole songwriting process, and and it was, I feel like it was a learning experience for all of us going through that. But yeah, we came out with it. It ended up being a great song, and our god brother Tito does all the turntable work on that. That video is dedicated to him. Without getting too political, he a victim of bad foreign policy, um, and had to self-deport for some bullshit reasons. Um, so he's actually living in Mexico right now, um, away from pretty much all the family he's ever known, and whatever. It's a whole nother political story, but that song is dedicated to DJ Cabo, aka Tito, our god brother. Love you, boy. Love you. Um, wish you were here. But he did some amazing turntable work on that. If you listen to the Whamola solo on that song,
I did, and it's dope.
and he the his scratches are like perfectly opposed. It's like the Whamola, the pew, it's back and forth, and he just has a really good feel for working with other musicians,
Yeah,
and not just being the DJ that wants to be front row center all the time, but like actually playing his instrument as an instrument along with the rest of us. He's just so good. I love that guy so much.
hell yeah.
Yeah. Mhm. But yeah, that whole album was a great recording experience. Dave is an amazing guy. He gave us an incredible deal. Um, I'm not sure actually where they're at in the project now, but he was all set to retire uh, during the recording process. He was getting ready to retire, and by the time he was done working with us and some other guys, I think he specifically cited Lee Dyer, um, and Galactic Sherpas. Um, After he was done with us, he's now in the process of building an entire new compound.
Yeah,
Like
I saw him posting pictures like this, the big old studio. Yeah,
like fuck retirement. He's reinvesting and doubling down, and making this amazing sort of musicians oasis where he lives there, and it's going to be a place where he can put you up, you know for a week or whatever
you want to
while
record some shit?
recording. He's plugged into some pretty serious musicians, in the mainstream rock, world. Um, and for that alone, we count ourselves lucky to be friends with him. Um, he's an amazing recording engineer, a great guy, a good friend, and yeah, we're definitely lucky to know him.
I
and
loved it. It was funny when we played the show with you guys. We were Manson Family Values, right? And that was like Dave Runyon was at the show, and we're gonna get him to hear us and play. He's gonna get to hear us play, and then he did. He posted about us afterwards. He said, "Nice job, man! Like, well done." And then he wrote Maryland Family Values.
Ah.
I'm like, oh no, Dave!
Oh, we can't get it
Maryland
right all
Family
the
Values. I
time.
got a screenshot of it still somewhere.
Well, can't get it right all the time. We've been called the Crunch Brothers before. Fortunately, it was a pre-recorded interview, and um, where was that? It was another interview I did. I Who was that for? Whatever, I can't remember. But it was pre-recorded. Thank God. I often get sort of nervous and interview poorly live. Um, but
I'd say you're doing fine, bud.
thank you. It was a bit more casual
Yes, it is.
environment.
This is a casual interview.
But yeah, the host is all like, "So I'm here with Caul Bluhm from the Crunch Brothers," and it's like, "Oh well, it's actually the Brothers Crunch." But yeah, thanks a lot. Good to be here. It's like,
Oh, you
okay,
corrected him?
let's go ahead and start over. I'm here.
That's funny though. That's good content. Like
Yeah, yeah.
just even the fuck up, yeah. Oh no, I lost him. He's back.
Oh, are we still there?
Yeah, we're still here. I lost you for a second.
Oh, there. Okay, we're back.
We're back. Technical
Okay.
shit. We're back. Um yeah, and I've been talking to some I've been speaking with some other bands, some kind of sick bands that are going to come onto this podcast here in a few weeks, and some of them have said like, like, oh, I don't know, man, like we've had some podcasts where like the host is intense or not good at all, doesn't talk, and makes it hard to do. And I'd like to think that that's not what I'm doing. It's like, especially with people like you, it's super easy for me to be like, oh, it's my friends, I jam with these people, I love what they do. I feel like it's super easy for me to talk to you guys.
Yeah, yeah. I like to I'd like to imagine we're fairly easy to talk to,
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, again, we keep seeming to go back to Glow Stick Willie here. One of the things
Well,
that
we
he
love Glow Stick
mentioned.
Willie. I'm wearing a Glow Stick Willie shirt right now.
Nice.
Trying to
No,
show it.
he just mentioned like the fact that it really is a small world. It
Truly.
really is. And you know, uh, you know, I've been around for a little while, and you really do start to. And one thing he mentioned is like you travel out west, and you run into people. That totally happened to me. I could relate so much to a lot of the stuff he was talking about. Um, you're out there, and you're one connection away from, halfway around the world. You're one connection away from someone from your hometown, and
Oh, we did talk about that, didn't we? I forgot about
yeah, and and
that.
and like a lot of the these kind of big name celebrities that are in the spotlight and everything. It's like a lot of that is just hype. The media hype and the record companies selling their product
Yeah.
and but man, these are all just dudes. And if you get like I've met a few celebrities. I've met George Clinton from Parliament Funkadelic. That's actually kind of a crazy story. It might actually, well, whatever. I met him
Yeah,
in
let's hear
theater.
some celebrity stories. That's what I want to hear.
Oh, okay, so I was in this band Steel Toe way back in the day, right? It was my buddy Jerry Graham, Pat Huff. We were a three-piece, and we were good friends with Doug Street, who was the owner of Streeters,
Right, right.
and Parliament or not. It wasn't P Funk, and I was actually kind of disappointed
Oh, is
that
this the story about him smoking crack? I just remembered I heard this before. Go ahead and tell it. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to spoil it.
I've never personally smoked crack or seen crack being smoked, but I have. my buddy Jerry was pretty sure that's what was going on. So anyway,
Tell the story. So I ruined it. It's out of context.
Okay, first of all, I was kind of disappointed that Bootsy wasn't there, but the bass player was phenomenal. He was awesome. But it was the P Funk All Star show at Streeters, and we got VIP tickets from Doug, the owner, who is a friend of ours. We played shows there quite often, and so we're in the VIP room, you know, getting some snacks and stuff. And what I didn't realize about P Funk is that when they play, they basically don't stop. They're like one song just kind of flows into the next. And every
That's
once in a
dope.
while, George will step off stage, take a little break, come back up. You know, his henchmen will take over and keep the party rolling. So me and my boy Jerry are there back in the VIP lounge, and we're like, all right, let's go back out to the show, and we're about to walk out, you know, the you know the normie whatever entrance, the trusty entrance, and from the backstage entrance in walks George with his helper and his you know one piece jumpsuit and everything. We're like, oh shit, dude, that's fucking George. Oh, we need to go say hi. Yeah, we need to go say hi. So we're like about to walk up there, and his boy starts stripping him down, like unzips his jumpsuit because like you would just change the color basically every now and then in the back room. So we're like, oh, all right, give him a minute. Let's like hang out and wait. So we're sitting there waiting, and gets him stripped down to his skivvies, and starts putting on the new jumpsuit, and meanwhile hands him a fucking glass pipe. George starts smoking it. We're like, okay, let's give him another minute. Let's just hang out a second. And then his jumpsuit's on, his pipe is put down. It's like, all right, dude, he's about to leave. It's now or never. We gotta go say hi. So we make our approach. We walk up there, and you know, George is about to get up, and we're like, hey, George, man, we just don't want to bug you, but man, thank you. We just want to say thank you so much for coming to Traverse City. We fucking love you, man. You're amazing. You're the fucking godfather, you know. And he's just like, yeah, man, right on. As he huffs himself up to his feet, fucking tails out, you know, takes off back to the stage. That's all we got from him. It's like, hey, hell yeah, man, right on. Gets back on the stage and gets back to it. I guess that's my George Clinton story. Yeah. But man, he was like, you know, super nice guy, you know, like was at least willing to say hey to us. And dude, at the time, I mean, he's got to be pushing 70 at that point, right? You know, he's not a young dude.
No, but he's still just going, still rock and roll, just fucking
Getting
committed
it.
to
Yeah.
the lifestyle.
Oh man, it was such a good show too. Like
I bet.
I'd never seen P Funk play before, and
That's another place that there was a lot of good shows at.
Oh man, yeah.
And it's a
And
church now. They put a church on that sin hole, dude.
you believe that? Oh yeah, it's a mega church.
What the
No,
fuck?
it's a great place for shows. I saw Pop Evil there before they got big.
Hell yeah, I always just play there. Chevelle came like fucking once a year to play there, dude.
I missed that show. Yep. I saw Clutch there.
Guar played there.
Yep. I missed that one. But yeah, dude, that was a great place. And
Yeah.
and I was one of the local bands that was in there, and it was great. Back then, if you knew Doug, you were in with all these big names, and you could meet these people and get into these shows. It was great. You know, another place that I really miss in Traverse City is the loading dock, which was before that it was JRR's warehouse.
And is now the parlor.
The parlor, and you know they still have live music there, but it's you know kind of loungy type music.
It's loungy. Yeah, I heard it used to be rowdy. I have friends who work there and shit. Mustard Plug played there, I guess.
Mustard Plug?
Yeah.
No, oh man.
Legendary, right?
Yeah. Great ska band. Yeah. Fuck yeah. Yeah, and I really miss that place. You know, we opened up for do you remember that band? They're kind of a one-hit wonder on the radio. Paranoid Social Club.
What's the song?
Oh, what the hell was that song?
Sing it to me a little bit.
I'm having a brain fart. Oh damn it, it'll come to me. but like, yeah. But anyway, they were on the radio there for a while, and Rock 105, which at the time was the Zone, they hosted the show, and that was actually where I met Cartman, the morning guy from
Yep, I
Rock
know
105.
Cartman.
That was the first time I met him in person. Um, and he's a good-looking fat man.
He's a big
well-dressed,
he's a big
good-looking fat
boy,
man.
yeah.
No, that guy is funny as fuck. I love Cartman. He's a great guy. Um, but yeah,
We've
yeah,
been
yeah.
waking up with Cartman for years, dude.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely.
He's
Yeah.
got that voice too. It's funny, his voice doesn't fit his appearance, I feel like.
No, no, not at all. No. And yeah, we did a handful of more shows with Rock 105, mostly through him. Um, but yeah, there's been a lot of great venues that have since closed. And just over time, and especially, everyone's been hard hit with the whole COVID thing. Um, but yeah, we're all trying to get back into the swing of things, and get back into the game, and you know, dusting off the axes, and shaking off the rust, and
It's
trying
time
to
to get
learn how to
back to
do.
it, boys. It's time to get
Yes,
back to
sir.
work.
Yeah.
Call
Hey,
says that you're being modest. You opened up for Mustard Plug.
what? When did we open for Mustard Plug?
When did you guys open for Mustard Plug? Soup.
That guy, was that in that reggae band I was in? I was in this band called the Soldiers.
Drinking beers, beers.
Have
Oh,
like a
maybe
fam stick for the sub.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting old and forgetting shit. My past.
TC Soldiers.
Yeah. Okay. So that was this reggae band I was in. EJ Eric James was the front man for that. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I like to take credit for bringing my man Mark Alderman into that band. He's uh, a very in demand Grand Traverse area drummer. He does workshops, and I think he teaches.
A
Maybe in
drummer,
the
you said.
Yeah, great world beat drummer. Um, I think he might actually teach in the school system on some level. I might be wrong there, but he does. He's like a truly professional, world beat drummer, and I brought him into the project um, early on. And dude, this is damn near 20 years ago. It's so long ago. It almost hurts me to say that. Um, I've been playing music for so long, and I've been in a lot of great projects, and it seems like a lot of a band will be on the verge of greatness, and then it just all collapses for some stupid reason.
Yeah,
Um,
I,
and
I
I
feel that.
and I really hope that doesn't happen with Crunch. I feel like we're right at that threshold where, especially after picking up Aaron, and starting to refine the material that we've got, I feel like we're approaching that threshold where we can really start to do some really great things
Or
if we
everything
just
will
kind of keep.
crash and burn.
Yeah, just
Just
gotta keep
kidding.
it
I'm just
together.
kidding. Dude, and obviously those thoughts come, you're like, oh shit, teetering on the edge or whatever, and
Right.
maybe if you have self doubt or whatever, but it's all about how you you gotta shove that shit to the side and fight the feeling and know what you're doing is right. The cause you're
Yeah.
fighting for is
Well,
right.
on that note, like what we do have on lined up, June 12th is our next official show. This is going to be in Levering at Friendship Farms. And there's a whole, I believe we've got that one posted on our Facebook page. There's a great lineup there.
Darren's been
Things
posting
look
it in
pretty.
chat. He's posted it several times.
Okay, yeah,
He's
yeah,
doing he's
yeah.
doing a good job. I would have Soup. I would have had you on the show too with Caul, but you're not around.
Yeah, Darren and Sarah are visiting family out in California.
Good
So
for you
they're
guys. Good for you
they're
guys.
enjoying SoCal right now. I'm sure they're having a good time. But yeah, thanks for backing me up here, Soup. I appreciate that.
Yeah, he's
uh,
got your back from the chat, dude.
I feel like if I try to look up any information here on my phone, I'm just gonna dump the phone call and fuck up everything.
See, and that's what I was almost like telling you. Like, it's almost good to have a little laptop and a phone, you know, the double screen, so you can do some other shit or watch the stream while you're, you know, watch
You
the
know,
chat.
I really got to hand it to Darren too. He has been far and away done most of the work in terms of social networking, um, just being the social butterfly, and booking the shows, and just just having a good mind for who does what, who's running what, who's connected to what show and what venue, and just being that guy to keep us out there and relevant and booked and whatnot. So your hard work hasn't gone unnoticed, Soup.
That's Darren who handles that.
Yeah.
Damn, and he throws down on the drums, and I know that this man writes at least like a good amount of the lyrics for the band. Am I wrong?
He writes some good music, and I'm not even gonna throw in the for a drummer asterisk in there. He writes some goddamn good music.
Dude,
For
yeah,
real.
he since I've met Darren, he like one of the first things like hanging out with him, he was like sharing his lyrics with me. Like the dude's a lyricist.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. In fact, I've been trying to tell him to, like, okay, you gotta stop writing music for a second, because we got this song by Aaron that he wants to bring to the band, and he is an incredible songwriter. Um, in the last interview that I did an interview for Q100 recently, and we played his song Queen Marie, which is a solo project that he's got going on, and phenomenal song, amazing song. But yeah, I really think that the next song on our to-do list has to be one of Aaron's.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, it doesn't mean that he needs to stop writing music.
no,
You should
fuck
always
that.
keep
Stop
writing
writing.
music and put it on the
Stop
back
writing.
burner. I know you didn't mean it literal, you know.
No, I literally mean Soup needs to
I
stop
literally
writing.
mean Soup, stop writing music. You're done.
No. No, I think he's on a roll. I think he really is on a roll. He's got some good stuff. Yeah.
For me, dude, it's like you know, with lyrics and even riff writing, inspiration to write comes so few and far in between. You know,
I
you
I
literally
actually
have to.
find
It has to hit you. You can't. I can't just fart out words or a riff, you know, or a full song.
no, absolutely. I've actually I had a really good songwriting spree back when I was in this band Steel Toe, and the band kind of ended up fizzling out, which is it's always sad when you have a great band with a lot of really good music, but for whatever stupid reason it just doesn't work out, and then you got all these great songs that no one's ever going to use. And so I've basically taken the ones that I wrote for the band, and some songs that I actually wrote as solo songs, and then took to that band, reusing in the Brothers Crunch, because if you got a good tune out there, you shouldn't just let it die. If the project you wrote it for doesn't work out, hey, use it somewhere else. A good song is a good song. And so that's kind of been my main contribution to Brothers Crunch, is a lot of the stuff that I've written in the past. Um, and Darren and Earl so far have been the songwriting force behind Brothers Crunch, and we all work together to flesh them out, of course, and especially with Darren, like, as you can imagine, like, for a drummer to write a song, you know, when your specialty is just the drums, and you've got to figure out all these guitar changes and whatnot, and I, for one, even trying to write songs on guitar as a bass player, I only know like 6 guitar chords. So, like, if I'm trying to write a song, I'll be like, so hey Earl, what's this chord, except like you make it sound, like, how do you make that
Yeah,
augmented? How do you make
doing
it
like minors and majors and chords and stuff. Yeah.
like
See, and
pinky
that's
to
what
make that?
I do have that knowledge of guitar, and that's why it was so easy to go to the bass. It's like, oh, you don't have to do that.
Yeah. And actually, one of our new songs, Tapes, that was a collaboration with our brother Park, who's between me and Darren age wise. And so Darren originally wrote that song and then sent that file off to Park in Chicago, and he took a look at it and added this really cool half step down sort of change and rewrote it, and then sent that back, and then we kind of took what Park had written and revamped that a little bit, and then and then Earl and Aaron both kind of took that to their wrote some tasty little chops to that, some hooks and some little signature guitar riffs and just the whole process behind that song, but between from Darren's original concept of being inspired musically by this box of tapes that we left behind after graduating high school and moving out, an old broken down drum kit and a box of tapes, and then forward through the years to excuse me, carbonation. Is getting to it.
That's all right. We're
But
drinking beers. We're chilling. That's what happens.
and then re-collaborating with the four brothers to rewrite this song and
Yeah.
make it happen. And I really do think it is going to be a good one.
When can we expect that?
Within a month, I would think.
Within the
And
month, we will have new Brothers Crunch music, unheard to
and
anybody.
we're going to be the other one, the little ska tune that we're writing. Mama said that one's really close. That one's getting really close. We just had our buddy Tim and our buddy Lee Dyer.
Yeah, what's the festival that he does?
Well, Bigwood unfortunately is not
Bigwood.
happening. Oh, actually he doesn't. I guess he's. I'm not actually entirely sure what his official position was with running that, but I know that he was, directly involved in
I met a
making that
bartender in Detroit who knew who that was, and I was like, "That's again that small world shit, Like,
happen. Yep. No, Lee's awesome. Lee is on the short list of people that has a forever open invite to just randomly jump up on stage with us whenever the fuck he wants, because he doesn't fuck it up. Him and same Jameson, one of the other guys that he plays with often, Jameson Kronk, um, and Tim from the Sherpas, three among others who they can get up on stage with us whenever they want, because they're some of those musicians that they just know what to do. They know it's going to make the song sound good. They've got just a natural ear and mind for it. You know, and they're just great horn players. They're just fantastic musicians. But anyway, disjointed nonlinear stories. Anyway, so that song though is going to be aired on KLT with Terry Ray, on her garage, on the KLT's garage, sometime soon. We don't know exactly when yet.
which you
That's going to
guys
be
have done that before too, right? This is
several
a thing.
times. Yep. I've done that with Brothers Crunch. I've also done it with Elizabeth Landry, who I play bass for. Great folk music writer, local singer, songwriter in Leelanau County.
Okay.
But and Terry Ray is great about editing my bullshit, nonlinear, rambling, disjointed stories into something close to coherency.
Well, none of your shit's gonna be edited here. It's going straight as it is on YouTube. Because I love you for your beautiful flaws and whatever it is, your disjointed nonlinear stories. We celebrate that. So,
Well, hopefully you'll be able to hear Mama Said real soon, and tapes a bit later. But
and we have permission to play it on the stream when it comes out and share it with
fuck
everybody.
yeah, definitely. We'll make sure you get a copy.
Are you guys cool about that too? Like, are you the kind of people that would rather your friends play your music all over on the internet and share it?
Oh, definitely, absolutely. As long as you.
Because that's a big thing
you
right now,
know,
like DMCA on Twitch and YouTube, like getting copyright strikes and stuff from musicians and agents and stuff.
I mean, I can imagine if you're a big band that's already making millions of dollars and selling records, but we're at the point where we just want our music out there. We want it heard. And if you're gonna play our music, just include the Spotify link. People don't need to buy anything. You just go stream it from Spotify. Every time someone plays one of our songs, we
You
get
get a
like
penny.
a penny, yeah, a penny, a fraction of a penny or something. We get
Yeah,
something for it. So
but
everybody wins.
it's revenue, you know.
Yep.
So
Yep.
support your friends and listen to their shit. I hate Spotify. Unfortunately, I don't support them because of that kind of shit that they do to musicians. Um,
Yeah.
yes, please post some links. Post your YouTube. Post your whatever. Yeah, I thought that was cool how I could use your guys' songs on the because I'm just getting into that, like using the stories and stuff. Like I was like, I'm gonna look up Brothers Crunch, and I love that song Galaxy 666. That's probably my top
Yeah.
favorite Brothers Crunch song personally. It
Oh
just
yeah.
resonates with me.
Yeah. That's sort of a thinking about the blessing and the curse of modern technology, and interconnectedness, but at the same time a new degree of separation. Um and Dave Runyon, he threw some keys on top of that, gave it sort of the Faith No More, sort of epic metal, ambiance in the background there for that. uh Not it's just, yeah, another one of those things where, like, we went and laid our tracks down, and then Dave's like sent us this amazing recording and was like, holy shit, is that what that song sounds like? Oh my
The
god.
Galaxy 666, but it
Yeah,
still
yeah.
doesn't do it justice to when you guys throw it down live.
Y-
That's
and
me
that
saying that as a
that
fan
was
of the
kicker.
Brothers Crunch. As a fan, I'm speaking right now. Yeah, the
Well,
recording's pretty
I think
good, but it's not the
that's one of
same
the
unless you
really,
hear him do it live.
because that was tough. That was tough to make happen. It's like that. That's one of those songs. I'm sure you've had this experience yourself, where like you you record the song and you layer the vocals and you get all the harmonies exactly right, just how you want them, every phrase just exactly perfect, and then you need to learn to play it live that way. And that, and it's a great challenge for yourself, because you have to, you don't have a choice. Like, you have to be able to do it that way live. And another spot where Aaron has been invaluable as a new band member, um because he's by far the best vocalist out of all of us, and he's been a huge help in helping us dial in what we've already set in stone, rewriting some of it, taking over some of the vocal parts, and then just helping us out with harmonies, and then backing us up, writing harmonies, and kind of creating a more solid foundation for all of us to base our vocalizations off of. And I just love the direction this band's taken. It keeps getting better and better. Like, every time I think I couldn't be happier with how the Brothers Crunch is going. It seems to get a little bit better.
That's what's up, dude. That's what it's all about. And the more you work, the more you'll see shit get better.
Yep, absolutely.
So
And
that song is only available on Spotify, the Galaxy 666.
no, Galaxy is on a new record. And you can get a physical copy. I think you can probably order a physical copy through CD Baby. I'm not 100% on that. Best way to get a physical copy of the CD is to just hit us up on Facebook through Messenger or something like that. Get a hold of either me or Darren, and we'll mail you a copy. We'll drive to your house. We'll invite you over for drinks, whatever it takes. We'll get a copy in your hand. Yeah.
What about other merchant stuff? Do you guys have merch store for?
Kind of the same thing. And again, like, we've been trying. We don't have an online merch store. We haven't really got into shipping stuff out. What we got used to is just, having the merch booth at our shows and selling stuff that way. And we got a lot of t-shirts out
Yeah,
there.
but
The city is lighting.
that's in the past, Call. You gotta get with the
I
times,
know,
dude.
I know,
You can't
I
just
know.
sell your T-shirts at the merch stand anymore at the shows, dude. This is the
Right.
future. It's 2021.
I have a feeling that our buddy Davey Sifford is someone that can help us out with that. He seems to have a really good mind for for living online and promoting online
It's
and
dude, it's an important part of it. You need somebody. If you don't want to do it yourself, you need to have somebody to do it. Because I've always been the person in the band who does that stuff, the booking, the social media promotion. Like it's just part of it.
yeah,
And if you don't want to hire
yeah,
somebody to do it yourself. The only
yeah,
thing I can't do for myself is like graphic design and like that's what I'd pay other people to do. Hey, I'll pay you money to make me a flyer. Or I'll pay you money to do
yeah.
whatever. Like I don't want.
Speaking of, I definitely need to give props to our buddy Mike Rostek, who did all the interior art, layout, and stuff like that. Sarah, Darren's girlfriend, Sarah Bauer, she did all the, I think most of the photography at least that's on the cover art, and then our buddy Mike Rostek did all the layout. And yeah, like again, having friends that have a good mind for graphic design and a
You
good
got to
eye
have
for
these connections if you don't want to do this shit yourself.
definitely. Yep.
And Twitch has helped me with that. I've actually made friends here on Twitch who live all around the world, from Australia to California, who have made my graphic design arts. If you look at my emotes and my logo and my animations, those are made from people all around the fucking world who I connected with through Twitch. That's why Twitch is such a beautiful thing.
Hell yeah. Yeah, we're definitely have to look into that. Well, hey, do you got another like 2-minute video you can play? I gotta go take a little potty break here. Real
Find me a video. What should I play?
quick.
Because
Hey,
I'm gonna do it too. We're gonna let one of your videos play, and then we'll come right back. I could use a small fresh air break myself. So
yeah, I was actually gonna say, I've got a lot of my Cauldron music
you have us like solo you playing Cauldron
videos
shit,
are
or
a little over 6 minutes, but
we'll do a
well, a little,
5 minute. We can do a 5 minute break.
most of my hey, play "Roughing the Boomstick" off my Cauldron Music YouTube channel. That's kind of the introduction to me building my the shotgun bass, the whole Black Walnut series of boomsticks.
Roughing the Boomstick, is that what you said?
Yeah, and I think I have a few tracks from. I know we got Anatomy of a Groove on there. I always try to include a lot of local music on my
Oh,
YouTube videos.
dude, why didn't I know about this? You have a whole other like content creating YouTube shit.
Oh yeah. I've documented most of my work in my shop. So my channel Cauldron Music has a shitload of shop footage, just me building shit. Most of it has to do with those boomsticks. I've got some footage of that cello that I mentioned earlier that I just sold recently, as well. And the newest video is the first half of me building these two booms or the upright bass sticks. But yeah, roughing the boomstick was the first YouTube video I ever made. It was when I first started the project, putting those boomsticks together, and yeah, it'll be a good little 5-minute break for us. Maybe we'll go steal some more liquor from Darren's house.
Yeah, grab another shot, take a break. Everybody who's watching, this is your time for a bathroom break. Go get another drink. It looks like me and Caul are still going, so we just need a small break.
I'll stay awake as long as you will, man.
Stay awake! Would you say that you are Stay Awake Squad?
Yeah. I
you heard it here, he said it! Stay Awake Squad!
Normally by this time of night, I'd be in bed. And I have to say thank you to my wife for tolerating me talking loud in the living room and playing my basses in the middle of the night when the whole family is trying to sleep. So,
well, I guess they love you and support you.
I have a very tolerant family.
That's what's up. All right, let's do it. I'm gonna play this video. I'm gonna watch it too while I'm taking a break.
Be right back.
And we'll be right back. Let me get set up here.
Hey, how's
How's it going, everybody? Caul Bluhm here, the alternative luthier, and this is the first official video coming out of the Cauldron Music Workshop. This is where I work. It's a little messy, a little chaotic, but you know, that's just a reflection of the world I live in. Anyway, today I'm going to be roughing out the body of boomstick number 3 in my Black Walnut series. So, if you're not familiar with what I do, you may be asking yourself, Caul, what the hell is a boomstick? Well, this is a boomstick. It's a half-scale upright base. I use stainless steel tubing for a fingerboard. Like everything I make, this is from the family properties. This is harvested by Big Brother Damon. What's up, Buffalo? And these guys are nearly complete, save for tuning pegs, strings, and hardware, and headstocks, which I'll be working out on the lathe. The fourth piece in the Black Walnut series is a gorgeous electric cello. But she's in the dust-free room right now with a fresh coat of polyurethane, so I'll be sure to plug in some pictures of that one later. But in the meantime, let's cut us a boomstick. Alright, so we got that walnut shotgun body roughed out, and like I said, this is the first of hopefully many more to come for my Cauldron Music page. Using the GoPro Hero 7 Silver that my beautiful wife got me for Christmas. I'm thrilled to learn that I can control it with my phone. So anyway, yeah, the next step here is to carve out the saddle here, and as you can possibly see, I've already got her marked out where the pipe's gonna go. I want it about that deep. That'll remove a little bit of you know, bad wood and a knot in the side there. A typical half-scale upright base is 37.5 inches from bridge to nut. I like to make these 40 because it puts a little more tension on the string. You can lower the action a bit. It plays a little bit smoother than a standard upright. A lot better punch on the attack and much better sustain. Plus the steel on steel from the pipe and the strings makes it a really unique sound. I use the Realist bridge pickup, so that takes the uniqueness that you do get from the body, and it gives it a really nice, true, deep, upright tone. And everything combined, it's pretty awesome. I'll have to bust out my prototype that I've been performing on the last couple of years here in the Northern Michigan festival scene, and play a little something for you. Anyway, so 40 inches, the pipe is going to be 36, so we need to add another 4 inches, which puts us, and the bridge goes right about there, and that puts us right about where the pipe's at. Beautiful. We'll give that a little pencil mark, and we're good to go. We'll throw this in the jig over here. It'll need a little bit of adjustment, and get that thing carved up. You know, I almost forgot here that the most important part about getting the saddle right is making a nice straight line, a guide, down the middle of where the saddle's going to be to guide the hole saw as I pop the pieces out. So we're going to do that right now on the table saw. Okay, so couldn't possibly be happier with how that turned out. Pipe sits in the saddle nice and comfortably, butts up to the bottom just like it should. Little bit of fine carving and sanding, that'll be good to go. Next stage is going to be to bore out the stock here for my tuning machines. Got a little bit of a surface crack, so I'm probably going to trim this back by about 1/4 inch first. I intentionally left myself a nice fat stock just in case I ran into something like that. But anyway, that's going to be another day's mission. It's late, I'm tired, I'm going to go see what's up with Baby Yoda. So I guess that means this is the cheesy part of the video where I ask you guys to like and subscribe. If you're digging what I do here, I appreciate that. So yeah, do that. See you next time, y'all. Bye.
That was a solid video. You back?
Yeah, it was a little rough. It was my first.
For your being your first video, you did all good. You said like and subscribe and comment like you're supposed to on YouTube. Well, let me switch back to.
I got kids that are YouTube addicts, so
Right. It's funny the kids can almost teach you how to YouTube better than you could, you know?
Oh yeah, definitely. No, my kids are definitely tuned in to the online culture far more than I probably ever will be, but I guess that's to be expected.
And adding like we talked about adding the music. Hold on, let me grab my whiskey. Don't do it yet.
Metallica. Dude, that was the first concert I ever saw was Metallica with Metal Church at Castle Farms in Charlevoix.
Castle Farms, that's another legendary spot. Cheers, brother. I'm doing a shot with you right now. Yeah, man, that was a good show. That was my, God, that was, I was probably like maybe 13, 14. And several years later, the summer between my junior and senior year in high school, I went to this like 2 or 3 week summer music theory workshop sort of course at Berklee College of Music in Boston. You went, you did that?
Yeah, dude, it was so good. But while I
wow,
was
so
there,
you're like a professional.
I've got a little training. Yeah, but while I was there though, they put you in different ensembles, and I signed up for a hard rock ensemble. And the guitar player in my band, this guy Zach, was the dude from Alaska, and it turns out he was at that show. This is so weird because I had remembered specific because I was back in the on the mound behind the reserve seating, the general area, and I remember seeing this group of people like climbing the fence from the inside of reserved, like jump the fence or being chased by security, ran right past me, like within 30, 40 feet of me. And so I'm in this ensemble years later at Berklee, and the guitar player in my ensemble, we're talking about, first shows, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I saw Metallica this place in Charlevoix." I was like, "Oh shit, was that, Castle Farms?" Like, "Yeah." It's like, "Oh dude, you wouldn't believe it. Me and a bunch of buddies, we snuck into the reserve seating and
That was
got
you.
it was fucking them, yeah."
And that brings us back to that small world shit, you know?
Yeah, right? Yeah. Yeah. But no, that was a great show. Yeah, I saw a lot of good shows there. I saw me and a bunch of friends went to see Ugly Kid Joe there at Castle Farms. They opened up for freaking Def Leppard.
That sounds legendary.
I wasn't a huge. I probably in hindsight I probably should have stayed for the second half. We just stayed for Ugly Kid Joe, and then we all ditched on
Def
Def
Leppard.
Leppard and went and got drunk.
Well, I mean, if there was shit going on, I know how it is. I've left shows because of a female or whatever, or what. Oh, I gotta go party with these people. It happens. But if it was like my favorite band and you're like, I'm leaving, I don't care what girl you are or what, like, what you have to offer me. I'm staying and fucking watching Coheed and Cambria or whatever, you know, like that's a band for me. And they're like, you go do you. I'm watching Coheed.
And that was actually keep going back to Glow Stick Willie, Ugly Kid Joe. They reminded us of those guys a little bit.
Really, that
Ugly
Ugly Kid Joe's and I hate everything about you.
Yeah. And but they're that same style, like that again, sort of that like segue, moving away from the sort of 80s hair metal into the 90s, Seattle sound.
Yeah, I can think
Ugly
of glow stick songs like that. It's like a
Yeah.
kick to the dick, like just shit like that, you know, like where it is like 80s cheesy almost, but it fucking rocks so hard. It's actually or like Tenacious D. I always say they're a lot like Buddha said that in the interview with them, like we're like the Tenacious D of Twitch, you know, or I think that was his words, like
Nice.
or no, Steel Panther was what he said. We're the Steel Panther of Twitch. Buddha's words.
God. I never listened to Steel Panther.
Dude, but you should. The music is incredible. Like the actual the licks, the riffs, and the fucking music is so good. Those dudes can play so hard, and the vocalist he could sing. But it's like he's singing about jerking off and fucking, like
maybe I just never gave him a chance because of the name. Because it's like Iron Butterflies.
it's intentionally like that. You know, it's a parody band almost. But holy shit, do those boys play some music? You know.
Yeah, yeah. Oh wow, dude! I can't believe we're pushing 1 o'clock here. That's incredible.
Yeah, you might have the record of the longest one yet, but you know, if you like to sit around and talk about music, then I'm not gonna tell you to leave.
Yeah, I feel like we've only been talking for a few minutes here.
I
Time
do
flies.
that, and that's what I've been saying. Like, if these podcasts go good, like, and they have been, it's like the time flies because you're having fun. You know, like I think they're super fun. This is one of the coolest things I've decided coming out of the pandemic and everything. It's something I'm gonna stick with and seems to
Yeah.
be taken off. And I've had a lot of cool people on, and I get to share it with my viewers and people who fucking who are around the world who are gonna listen to your music, you know, or whatever.
And with with the work I've been doing in my shop and building these instruments, that I wouldn't have gotten nearly as far as I have in the last year if it wasn't for the pandemic. I spent so much in my shop, especially when everything first happened and everyone really needed to kind of deep quarantine. Um, that was the only way that I could, prevent my wife from getting completely sick of me being around the house all the time.
Just
To
go
go
out
out
to
and
your workshop, yeah.
go
And
build some shit, stay out of
it,
her hair, and stay out of her
I've
way.
I've been saying that like this whole time. I've said it a million times. I'll say it a million more. Like this whole thing has been a blessing in disguise almost for me personally. Like I've had so much personal growth and development and figuring out what I want to do, and I only hope that everybody else could do that same thing and didn't waste their time. Like, dude, because I was praying for it. Like, I just need some time to be able to focus on shit, and then this happened. And as tragic as it is, and all the crazy shit that's come out of it, and whatever it is, you know, there's conspiracy theories, and there's all this different shit about what everybody thinks. But just the fact that like I had time to reevaluate what was going on in my life, and
Yeah, and I've always I've always been kind of an introvert. I love being around people and doing the festival scene and everything, but you know, at my core, I am more than happy to just be
be
alone. And
isolated. Yeah,
I've completely embraced
I
the
feel like
hermit lifestyle.
artist types and talented people are like that in general. You know, they'll go up and they'll do the show and seem like the most eccentric, fucking happy person. Like, but when all's said and done and everything goes down, oh, you just kind of like
Yeah,
don't want to
like
do anything.
a lot of my friends might not realize is like there's a lot of and we have this amazing scene in northern Michigan. I have come to call it the micro festival circuit, and it's just like
It's a good word for it.
someone with like a piece of property and some musician friends and some friends that appreciate music, like, hey, let's put on a show. and they'll throw up a stage in their backyard,
And
their
then the
back
people
field or
show
whatever.
up like some Field of Dream shit.
Yeah, and I love that shit. I absolutely love
So
it.
do I. I'm so thankful to actually, now that you mention it like that, I get to be a part of that shit, you know.
But you know, at the same time though, there is like, even though like I may be completely surrounded with like people that I love and I know, and they're like every single person there may be, you know, like my best friend. I need to go and just sit in my truck and just escape for a while. Like like almost every single festival I've ever been at, there comes a point where I just need to walk away and just like be on my own and just have my own little space and just sort of sit there and, you know, whatever, even if it's just like look at Facebook or just you know, like just watch a video or just sit there and pluck on my bass in a the middle of a field away from everybody. Just get away and be on my own. Like I get I get some pretty severe anxiety in big crowds sometimes, and I don't know,
Imagine how
maybe
it's gonna be now. Imagine when you
that's
try to reemerge into normal life and do it, and you have no
yeah,
experience. You didn't use it, so you lost it. Like I talked about earlier. Like I felt that. Like when I just went to see Glow Stick Willie. Actually, I was in Indiana, hanging out with them in Indiana, and Ralph Mouth, the drummer. We went to the store and like just a small thing. Like I went to put a mask on, and he was like, "What are you doing? We don't wear masks in Indiana." And it just felt so weird to me to go into a store and not put a mask on. Like, oh shit, like we've become used to this.
yeah, and you know what? Like, uh, I have a bad habit of getting a little too political on social media sometimes.
I know, and I worried about that only slightly bringing you on. I was like, I got to steer him away from all the shit. Don't
Yeah,
mention anything
no,
that sets him off.
no, I am very opinionated. And
I've seen
I
some of
feel
it.
I feel like most of my ideas are pretty well balanced. But you know, like whether you've had your, in my opinion, whether you've had your vaccine or not, I think it's still pretty important to wear your masks while you're out in public. Yeah, I
But
mean,
that's
one thing
very
a lot of people,
responsible of you to say it too.
what a lot of people don't realize is that we've actually had zero deaths from the flu for the first time in I don't know how long, because of the COVID precaution.
Yeah, but also, how much does that make sense? Again, and you know what? Now you almost set me off because I want to go into some conspiracy theory shit, but we're not doing it. We're not doing it
No,
here, Caul. We can't do it on
no,
this podcast. I want to keep it clean.
I will just say though that I definitely, you know, if you choose not to get the vaccine, that's okay. I'm not going to criticize you for that. But, you
It should be
know,
your choice.
at the same time, there are a lot of fucking conspiracy. You're not getting microchipped. You're not worth microchipping. You're on Facebook.
You
They
already
don't need
carry
you
a
to microchip.
yeah. That's the meme I seen. You already carry a microchip. Your phone literally is a tracking device. Like they
But, you
watch
know,
you. Why do you think ads are tailored to you? The camera's on, the mic's on. They hear what you say.
yeah,
They watch what you do.
yep. But, you know, the fact is that, you
They're
know,
watching us right now, Caul. We're broadcasting live on the internet for anybody in the world to see.
right. Like where's the privacy? There is no privacy. Like most of us have willingly given up our secrecy and our privacy. And well, whatever. I guess my point is that, like, you know, one of the main goals of social distancing and wearing our masks in public and all that stuff was to basically get it so that the hospitals weren't overwhelmed with the sheer number of COVID patients coming in to get treated. And I feel like we've basically got to that point. And you know, enough people are going to get the vaccine that we will achieve herd immunity. Enough people have gotten COVID and
That's the
recovered
big
from it
part of it. You should get
that
it
they have
to
to have
build
COVID.
immunity. That's one of the jokes I make. I'm like, every festival, every concert I've ever been to, I
Yes.
have gotten sicker than fuck every time. Every single time. I can't think of one time I didn't come back from being in a giant crowd of people coughing on me and farting on me and sweating on me where I didn't get so sick. And now that I've spent a year or more without doing that, going into big crowds, I've never been healthier. I've don't get sick. I haven't been sick.
Yeah. But you know
But
what?
I feel like
I
that's
will
bad for
definitely.
me. Like, oh, I'm losing my immunity. Like it's good to go out and get
I'm
sick.
I'm looking forward to be able to get back out in public with all my friends and giving hugs and raw dogging every fucking breath, But to get to that point, if if you're not going to get the vaccine, cool, whatever. But at least for right now, even if you're not required to, just
Wear
wear
the
your
mask.
mask in your crowded
Wear
places.
the mask. I
Not,
agree
not,
100%.
not,
I'm going to keep wearing the mask until they
not
say it doesn't matter if you're vaxxed or not. You don't have to wear the mask anymore.
and definitely not because some politician told you to. Whether it was some fucktard in the White House telling us that it was a hoax, or that woman from Michigan telling us that we have to do it. Don't do it for that reason, and don't not do it for that reason. Do
Do
it because
to
it's like
respect
it's a good idea.
respect
Mhm.
everybody around you, your
Yeah,
elders, respecting yourself, like well,
yeah,
yeah, there's a lot of us who think it's stupid as fuck or whatever, but we do it out of respect.
yep. And whatever. We can probably leave it at that. That's
Yes,
my
let's
own
leave it at
opinion.
that. Soup has a great question. Should I get a 4-string or a 5-string bass? Well, I know me and Caul are gonna say get a fucking 5-string bass. But this motherfucker plays everything from a 1-string bass to a 3-string bass to a 5-string bass. So
And even if you just want to use that extra string as a thumb rest, do that. And eventually you're gonna have one note in one song that you're gonna want to play on that B string, and you're gonna be glad you have it.
and it's happened multiple times. Our friend Cal Cron, you know him.
Oh
He
yeah,
has
oh
he has a song that he wrote that he's like it's a B, like it starts at B. The key of the song's
yeah.
B. Oh sweet, I got this B string,
Nice.
the low B. There's a lot of songs that you need that to open it up.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
very helpful to have
Yeah,
the
yeah.
low B.
Yeah, and again, that I've been playing that same 5 string jazz bass for so long, and I love it. I just absolutely love
It's a
it.
nice
In fact,
bass.
John Hefty, he tried to buy it back from me once. Okay, so John Hefty was a scary old man that lived through the woods from our house. He would always he would always yell at us for riding our motorcycles too close to his house and too loud and stuff. He was a bass player in this band called the Bigs. He was actually in the Billman Brothers for a little while. Um, Maybe a sore topic for him. Uh, but uh, uh, but he taught me. He was my first bass instructor. He was my first bass teacher, and I was one of the only kids he tolerated in that neighborhood because of that fact. But anyway, my first couple of basses I bought from him directly, and then the first time when I was living in Traverse City, this is like in 2002 or three, or no, yeah, it's something like that. Early 2000s, I bought my first bass from Good News Guitar, and
Oh, there's another throwback name. It's funny
yep,
we're talking about all this shit, and you're
yep.
resonating with me. Like I love this.
But I
Good
bought this
good
bass.
news, dude.
I bought this bass from there for like $350 or something like that. Took it home and started playing on it, and then a couple weeks later took it up to East Jordan, showed it to John to get it dialed in, and it was his fucking bass. Like he had sold the thing to some kid, a year before that, and then that kid sold it to Good News, and then Good News sold it to me. So no matter what I do, I'm fucking tied to John Hefty and his goddamn basses. And and
There we
a
are
couple
back
of
to that small world shit then again.
yep, and then years
And fate.
later, he got together with a bunch of other veteran players and played at Meadowfest for us for the first time with his band Hippie Killer.
And
And
was it sick?
oh, dude, it was amazing. Yeah, Ray from Marshall Music. Oh, he worked at Marshall Music. That's where I knew him from. This amazing guitar player, Ray, that worked there back in the day, um, as the lead guitar player, and Darren actually played the second drummer. They had two drum kits going. Darren played drums along with them.
Sick.
But yeah, after their show, he tried to buy it back from me. Like, no, no, fuck you. That's my bass.
Wow, yeah, he knew what he lost. Like, wait a
Oh
minute, I
yeah.
need that bass back. I should have never got rid of it, huh?
Yep. Yep.
Bought it fair and square.
So we're gonna see you at MeadowFest this year, right?
Yes, I will be at Metal Fest. And if you need a shitty
Right.
DJ to play or anything, I got you. It looks like you
Well,
guys already have the lineup. I was gonna ask you guys to play, but I will definitely just be there to hang out and party.
I say we usually have our brother Tito is usually our DJ there, so uh, I guess we could replace him with a shitty DJ. And
And I wouldn't be shitty. I'd bring the heat, dude. I got everything you need. I just need a place to plug in my fucking laptop and set up my board. It's DJing's easy, dude.
well,
What?
you're gonna have to talk to Darren about the time slots. He does all the booking for Meadow. So.
Well, I want a super late night set, a stay awake set, SAS. Rightfully so.
At MeadowFest, I think our main stage bands don't quit till like 1 o'clock anyway, so it would be like a late.
Yeah, I'm talking about like a 2:30 a.m. to like 5:30 a.m. set.
Just make sure anyone who wants to sleep camps in the Apple Orchard Meadow.
Dude, I'll throw down a chill lo-fi set to calm the night down. I'll go hard at first, keep the party going, and then we'll slowly drift it into like super chill, fucking vibey stuff. You know, I can do that.
MeadowFest needs some fucking dubstep.
No, it does not, Caul. You were trolling me, weren't you? MetalFest does not need some dubstep. You know what it needs? It needs more fucking. It needs something heavy. You need punk bands.
I do kind of like dubstep.
Oh no!
You know what I'm really was impressed with, and it's not new anymore. But and I don't even know it's the newest. But that Korn album that came out a few years back.
Oh yeah, where they did shit with Skrillex or whatever.
Yeah, well, it was a bunch of different dubstep DJs. Dude, I don't care. I love that shit. I thought it was.
I love Korn, but I thought that shit was garbage.
Yeah, really.
I do love Korn though. I love and respect Korn.
Right on. I don't know.
But that's just my opinion, you know.
Yep.
It's just an opinion.
Hey, no one's wrong, no one's right. But
yeah. What are we if we can't sit here and fucking share opinions with each other?
Yep.
I should be able to say I hate this, and you'd be like, okay.
Like,
but I think it's the shit.
Oh yeah, man. No, it's I'm really glad you brought me on your show. It's been fun. Always glad to share what I do and get feedback from people and good advice, bad advice, any advice and
yeah, it's fun. I'm glad you guys and you're somebody who gets that. You do podcasts and radio shows, so like I could tell you were excited to do it. I'm glad you were, I worry about that, like, oh, I want to ask my friends to come on the show, but I don't know if they're gonna be like, I don't want to do it,
No, we're all learning, like you're saying earlier, and again, I took a lot of inspiration and took a lot of what Buddha was saying there from Glow Stick Willie, took that to heart, and in terms of like really just getting on board with how the music industry is working today and sort of changing the format and changing what we do and just trying to embrace everything that's thrown at us and roll with the punches and even just simply getting into using my woodworking skills as part of my musical career. I feel like I kind of stumbled on to what might really be my niche in the music industry here, and combining two things that I love doing, performing and building crazy shit. And I think I found a pretty good thing, and I'm working on developing that. And yeah, who knows? Maybe someday here I'll be able to streamline it to a bit more of affordable product. But in the meantime, anyone out there,
dude, the shit you are doing is worth what you are charging for it. That's what it is, man. And it is. It's a niche, like you said, dude. It's one of the. That's why I brought you on here, because I think of like who is doing the most beautiful underground shit that people need to know about. And you are
I
one of
really
those
appreciate
people, dude. Those basses you fucking make, they're intense.
And would definitely like to try to figure out how to get some better sound quality so I can really show everyone what they really sound like, because I really couldn't be happier with how these things are turning out.
Do you got your
But some,
bow? You want to strum on the one next to you a little bit? Let's see if we can hear it.
I don't
Or are we
have my
past that
bow.
point?
That was I didn't remember my bow actually. But
Can you play the Anatomy of a Groove riff on that one? Boom, 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 boom,
man,
boom, boom,
if I
boom,
had my
boom.
loop processor all set up and stuff, possibly could. Tell you what, let me I'd like to show you one thing, I suppose, real quick on
Yeah,
my
dude, show us all the things. Show everything again
okay,
for the
where the
people who
hell?
haven't seen.
Oh, I know my bow is over near Darren's house there. But yeah, so let's see if we can get better sound here on the old boomstick.
Yeah, see, I wonder if acoustic might sound better.
Hmm.
I'll let you know if we can hear it or not. Oh, but you do have it plugged in. It does have a pickup.
Well, yeah, the boomstick I can't really. There is no acoustic sound.
Yeah, yeah. So far, I can't hear it.
How's that sound?
I can't, and I don't have sound of it. See, that's the thing with bass. I wonder if like the
Yeah,
impedances or
that's
whatever.
what I was afraid of. Unfortunately, it's
But
yeah, like
the other one next to you is acoustic, or no?
yeah. Let's give this a try. See how she sounds. This again. This was one of the first ones I ever built.
Because that looks like it. Because it's got the cauldrons and everything, dude. Damn it. Damn basses.
Yeah, like I really was hoping we could figure out how to get a direct line going, but I'm just not set up for that stuff.
Yeah, that's fine. Maybe
Okay, so
maybe
there
you could cut a recording or do a video demonstration
there are
specifically for me to use and cut to this video of you doing a demo with it.
hey, we could do that. And also in the meantime, for anyone who's actually still with us this late at night, thank you for
Oh,
hanging out with
they're
us.
all with us. This is the Stay Awake Squad. This is when everybody joins. We're just getting started here, man.
But I do have a pretty good Wamola recording on my YouTube channel, on my Cauldron Music channel. Um, the vast majority of the music I use on my channel is stuff that I've recorded on my homemade instruments, as well as some other friends' bands and stuff like that. And I've also got so there's plenty of content if you go to my my Facebook page, Calder Music, or my YouTube channel, Calder Music. That's either at least a good phone recording or uh, an actual studio recording. As well as all the shop videos of the building process, so folks can get a better idea of
I think you should do
the
more of those, dude.
manipulations
Those
we
videos
try
are
to
dope.
show off to me. Oop,
The
silence.
Huh? Yeah, well, I was waiting for your response. Did you hear me?
No, sorry, what'd you say?
I said I think you should do more of those videos. They're pretty sick. Like that's cool as shit, dude. Like the workshop, building bases. It's what you do. It's like you said. That's your niche. Like
Yep.
aside from
You know,
Brothers Crunch, which is fuck yeah, Brothers Crunch. We love Brothers Crunch. But holy shit, you do this other cool thing, and it's cool that you get to showcase it, like in the music video where you're cleaning the fucking Tommy gun, and then you're like holding it, and then you're playing the Wembla.
yep. yeah, and yeah, again, that song was 100% recorded on my boomstick and my Whamola homemade basses. Um, and yeah, it's so yeah, maybe we can like you said, I'll do a little better recording here so I can give your channel
Just cut me a little
some
video, yeah, and be like for the Stay Awake Squad or whatever, you know.
But yeah, again though, in the meantime, there's lots of stuff for anyone who's interested in what I'm doing to take a look at and yep,
And
working on one.
we'll post your links in chat here when all's said and done. And
One of the problems like because often with your typical YouTuber, you're trying to put out a video, at least a video a week, trying to keep the new content out there. But like, unless I was going to do a weekly segment on like one single tiny little detail of an instrument,
yeah,
these things take months to build. And so like one YouTube video that documents the process of building an instrument is going to be, several months start to finish in terms of the actual time to make it. So I don't actually release new videos very often.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, like I said, maybe if I started doing a little more like little solo videos and like one time videos and actually Darren and I have been
Or there's also live streaming. Call, you could make a bass making live stream. Would you guys want to see fucking Call making these badass basses on Twitch? Like seriously, dude, you. There's people here on Twitch who do that, who make guitars or build shit like that. Like that's part of Twitch. It's not just gaming and
that would be
podcasts and
interesting. I mean, there definitely have to be a lot of patience for watching me kind of stand at my desk, my workbench, just sort of staring at the piece for a solid 5 minutes at a time, not actually doing anything. Just like sipping on a beer, maybe smoking a joint, just sort of staring at what I'm doing.
well, and then you become a
Away.
streamer at that point where you start cracking jokes and you're interacting with chat. It becomes a whole other thing. Streaming is not just. You have to realize that it's like people want to have interaction and chat, and you got to make a show out of it. You could have it could make it fun for you. You're somebody
Yep.
who knows how to perform, and you're an artist. You know these things. I think you could do it. I think you could be a streamer.
I think maybe the trick would be to make the because of course the work itself has to come first, and I have a lot of fun with the video, like just I found that with using the GoPro that has the automatic stabilization, like I'll be working with my sanding block up close and have the camera over here, and I'll just need to move the camera out of my way, so I'll grab it and set it over there, and then I'll keep working. And by accident, I kind of found out that when you just move the camera over there real quick, it will take that, smooth the whole thing out, and it'll kind of look like I've got a cameraman moving the camera around for me, and it just kind of makes these cool effects. But like again, just almost by accident, just like this fucking camera out of my face, out of my
Yeah.
way, trying to
Oh,
work.
now I got another cool angle.
Right. So yeah, but yeah, that could be interesting idea. Just live stream shop work.
It's really
Might
not like that far fetched of an idea, Call. I'm telling you, you would get people watching you. We'd be sending Glow Stick Willie at you, dude. They'd love that shit. And a lot of it is networking, and I know you know about networking. Being in a band and doing shit. Networking is a huge part of all this shit.
definitely. Maybe I could work in the shop shirtless and go on OnlyFans or something.
Yeah, you would have to do that on OnlyFans. They won't let you do that on Twitch. No nipples on Twitch. And I was even worried playing your guys' video where you're like damn near naked.
Really, not even man nipple.
Yeah, no nipples on Twitch.
Wow. Huh. All right, I'll have to remember that.
They've got some serious terms of service rules, some of which I may break every day, but I don't think I do. I've never gotten in trouble. I think I follow the rules of Twitch. It's been a
It
while
sounds
since
like
I've read the terms of service.
anyway. it sounds like we're allowed to use bad words.
Yes, you can swear. I also think the fact that we live in a state where marijuana is recreational, it's not really a problem if that we smoke it. So if you wanted to smoke some weed with me, we could do that.
I could do
Yeah,
that.
it's. I think the only rule is that if you don't like, it can't be like the main focus of your content in your stream.
Right, right.
Like, oh, the weed stream. Look at all this weed. Like, which I would never do. I don't think weed is good content. I think weed is just weed.
Yep, yep. Yeah, and I actually really appreciate that that's what it's become. I mean, this was the dream. This was like back in high school. This was like I was one of those kids that wrote the English report on,
I was one of
why
those
you
kids too. The medical marijuana and all that.
yeah. And we made it happen.
We
We all
made
got
it
together
happen.
and
Yeah,
we
it took
passed
all. It took kids
legislation,
like us, supporting it and then voting for it to make it legal and shit.
and now here we are. It's as it should be. It's a normal part of our
Yes.
lifestyle.
Oh, yeah. It's
It's happy to
marijuana.
do it.
Everybody uses it. Duh.
Yep. And it should never have had that stigma that it had. It was purely political. It was purely, uh, a corporate and business mission to defame a superior product.
Yeah.
You know, for everything from oil, from textiles, clothing, all of that.
Yep.
It's a far superior product than oil or trees or anything like that. And that's the only reason it was ever decriminalized, or it was ever criminalized in the first place. And I'm glad that it's come back, but it's not like this big stupid thing. I feel like we're all handling it very a
Respectfully.
mature adult way, the way it's
Yeah.
it's meant to be. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's like it's almost like that. Oh, you made it legal. Well, it's not like cool or like secret or silly anymore. Oh, now we can all be mature about it. It's fucking legal.
Yeah, and you're seeing a lot of folks who otherwise might not have uh, come out of the closet, so to speak, in terms of being public about smoking their weed, that are embracing it. Like I've
Yeah.
got like older friends of my parents and stuff that were completely anti weed and still don't smoke weed. Just like, hey, you know what? We can grow it now, so we're going to. Maybe we'll
Yeah.
sell it.
Because you can. It's legal. Doesn't it's the government says it's legal, so how can it be bad?
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Weird. Shouldn't it have been like that all along? Yeah, even my mom's been like that, She never would touch marijuana or do it, but now she likes edibles and stuff. Like, okay, maybe smoking it's not for you, but like anybody can get the benefits from it, Or just
Yep.
having CBDs or whatever, like
I
whatever
was just
floats
gonna
your
say
boat.
CBDs. There's a really interesting article I was reading in Scientific America a while back when it was actually I feel like it was when Michigan was still kind of undergoing our push to get medical, but talking about how when marijuana and hemp particularly was first criminalized, um, taking it out of the food web took away that CBD that the cows would eat the hemp, and we'd eat the cows, or we just have it out there in the ecosystem, and it would be part of the food web, and that's part of what we needed. It's not like CBD isn't this like fancy pants designer uh, nutrient that can do this or can do that. It's just a basic part of our diet that was taken away from us, and having CBDs back in the mix now is healthy, just because not because it's some special miracle drug. It's just something that our bodies need. It's something
Mm-hmm.
that's essential part of our
Kind of
diet.
is like a special miracle drug, really.
Well, and it kind of seems like that, but it's kind of like saying that, like, I don't know, what like vitamin C. vitamin C is this amazing miracle thing. It's like, no, it's just something that we need. It's something that's integral to our functioning as a human being. And it was taken away from us. And now that we're getting it back, it seems like it's this big miraculous thing, which I guess you could argue that it is, but the fact is it should be normal.
But
It
yeah,
should be something that's just normal. Just like being able to walk down the street smoking a joint like you would a cigarette or whatever. It should be just normal. And I'm glad to see it going that way.
well, maybe we should celebrate the grass of the land. Do you have any smoking materials near you?
You'll have to give me a minute to run off to our room real quick, but
To the room? Yeah, go ahead, dude. Go
I'll
ahead.
be back.
I'm gonna shout your guys' shows out that Soup just posted. June 11th and 12th, Friendship Farms, Levering, Michigan. The Brothers Crunch, the Marsupials, the Ruble Brothers, Jack Elliott, Distant Stars, Thunder Deeps, Speedball Tucker, Les Older, One Lane Highway, Trent Brightup, Papa G and the THC, Wendy Barnes, Michael Rostek, and the Rainbow Hands Puppet Crew. Rainbow Hands Puppet Crew. Wow, what a lineup. What a lineup. Brothers Crunch has shows coming up, guys, dude. Brothers Crunch is going to be fucking playing live shows. John's going. I'll be there, dude. I ain't missing that shit. I know better. I know better. Me and Caul are going to celebrate the grass of the land, and I have a question for him. I have an important question.
Fire away.
Oh, you heard me?
Yes, what's your question?
So I have this friend. His name is Goat vs. Fish. And I did an interview with him. Maybe you saw it on my Stay Week Squadcast.
I must have missed that one.
Okay, it was right before the Buddha one.
Okay.
If he were here right now, he would ask you a question. He would ask you, are you goat or are you a fish? How would you answer to that?
Huh. I'm probably more of a goat.
Goat! Celebration for goat! We also are goat. I'm also a goat. And always have been. I had a feeling you might choose goat. Dragon Balls, there you go. I don't know if you're still here, but that's the question you wanted to know. It's what we all wanted to know. It was all on our minds. Is Caul a goat or a fish? I had to do it.
Well, two things entered my mind, and I'm a Cancer sign, so of course that's sort of a water sign fish thing, but I don't really like fish. I don't like seafood. I don't think I'd want to be a fish. You know, it seems like you'd have a pretty short, limited lifespan. Goats are pretty tough. You know, goats are survivors. And the other thing that entered my mind was the Cake song, "Sheep go to heaven, goats go to hell," and I think that's more of a compliment than a threat of eternal damnation. I think it's like, you know, sheep are promised some reward for doing what they're told and whatnot.
Yeah, no one
And
wants to be a
goats,
sheep.
you're naughty, you're stubborn and you're feisty and
Oh, you
but
live life the way you want? Oh, you're
yeah,
real?
right. I don't know. I guess
You're
I'm a
going to
goat.
hell. No, I like that. Goat. Yeah, Goat vs. Fish. He's a streamer here on Twitch. He's a stand-up comedian in LA, and that's what he does. He asks people if they are goat or they are fish, and then he makes the goat and the fish versus each other. But yeah, that's a common thing. Like, oh, even think of your sign, your horoscope sign. I'm a Scorpio, so I'm a water sign too. But what the fuck does Scorpio have to do with the water?
Right. No, and like I said, I've never been a real I've got a very scientific mind. I'm you know I don't really buy into organized religion. I don't disbelieve in any one thing in particular. I think both belief and disbelief should be suspended, um, without, you know, the proper facts to back it up or to verify or, you know, disprove. Um, and I feel like having ideas is maybe more important than beliefs. An idea can change when presented with new information. A belief is a little more set in stone, and uh, and I don't know. Um, I just I feel like you should try to recognize the fact that I in terms of religion, you know, organized religion, maybe try to keep in mind that most organized religions have far more in common than they do different. And
Yeah.
I think when you start to label yourself as this denomination or that denomination, you start to focus on what you don't necessarily agree on, what you might see differently, instead of focusing on the big picture and and seeing what you have in common and seeing how you can relate to this other person, learn from that other person. Like it becomes, no, I'm right, you're wrong, and that's that. And I believe, so I'm not changing. Um, but I think like even like, you know, family of mine that I love dearly and have the highest respect for are very religious, but at the same time understand that evolution is a thing. You know, that is part of God's plan. You know, if you see the world as God's creation, you don't have to pretend that it isn't what it is because of some kind of biblical literalism. You know, you can recognize the fact that if you believe that a specific deity put all this in motion, science is a way of trying to figure it out and to understand it, and to, you know, and to understand a little, maybe more, a little more clearly what that master plan is, or at
Would you
least
consider
physically
yourself a
how it
spiritual
functions.
person, Call?
Definitely, absolutely, yeah. I think at the same time, I think a lot of people use that as a cop. I'm not religious, but I'm spiritual. I think they use that as a cop out. I definitely believe
Yeah, notice
that.
I didn't say religious person. I said spiritual.
Right, right, right. No, I've always thought that, like, okay, so it's well known that our entire bodies, our minds, you know, work on electrical impulses. Because piezoelectricity. Am I saying? I'm probably saying that wrong. But a
What's the word?
measurable
Say it one more time for us.
PASEO electricity, I think. Piezoelectricity. Basically, like micro, you know, very minute electrical impulses, but
Okay.
it's the neurons of our mind, our brains, and when they fire, it's a measurable amount of electricity. And who's to say that when we die, that energy isn't released, and maybe even just for a split second, you are like completely at one with everything, and you understand everything, and you know everything. You're at one with what you might call God, until that energy dissipates and joins everything, and you just become a part of everything, no longer have any individuality, and maybe a little piece of that is recycled, and that's reincarnation. I don't
I no, I feel you.
know.
I've considered those things. I wouldn't say I believe anything fully, but I definitely consider that those things could be a possibility. That when you die, what you are, your personality, your uniqueness, your aura, it doesn't dissipate. That shit's still out there, you know.
I just think
But
that
I
what's
do think that
important.
we are all connected and one and the same and not any different, like we are one in the universe. We have a connection, brain to brain.
And I think that whether it's from whether it's in terms of religion or philosophy or whatever, I think that, well, and especially in terms of religion, like, to to say, as a human being, no, I understand it, I have it right, you're wrong and I'm right, and to as a human being assume that you understand even a small fraction of God's plan, that's incredibly egotistical.
Yeah.
And I think that therefore it's a lot better to, again, focus on what other philosophers and theologians and religious and non-religious folks have to say about what they think everything's all about, and learn from each other, and you'll probably get a much clearer picture of what the reality is.
Well said. Well said.
But yeah, I guess in the meantime, we should all just try to live our lives as best we can, be cool to each other, and you know, don't tread on me, I won't tread on you. If you don't want your rights taken away, don't be suckered into trying to take away someone else's just because you happen to think a little bit different.
Yeah. We're all here together. We all exist on the same plane
Yeah.
and are connected. But I don't think there's anything wrong with ego, because ego and confidence go hand in hand, and I think people should be confident, be the best. So there's nothing wrong with thinking thinking highly of yourself. I think that's more people should do that, dude. Like, it's good for you to be like, I'm the shit. Like, I kick ass. I do good stuff. I want people to feel like that.
And it's funny. It's like the passion of youth. It seems like you know I definitely hold back more than I would in the past. In your youth, you're passionate and completely sure of yourself, and it's probably why songwriting can come so much easier. Um, in that time of your life, but yeah, as an artist, you kind of have to remind yourself that yeah, you can be eccentric. It's like just go ahead and be your crazy, live your crazy, and whatever that might be, and just try to not be quite so, I don't know, hold back because you might think, you might worry about how the public's gonna to perceive you or something, or you don't maybe you don't want to become a stereotype, play that character, and so you just sort of like try to be a conservative and whatever. Um, but yeah, I think that 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 is essential to holding onto that passion and being eccentric and maybe going over the top. Um, you know, uh, it's all part of the show.
It's all part of the show, baby. Fuck yeah. We're getting
I think
into it deep
definitely.
now, Caul.
I know it's like,
We've
holy
moved
shit.
on to another level.
I think having kids, while it does on one hand age you horribly, I think it also has helped keep me young and sort of at least somewhat current as an artist and musician.
Yeah, you're
Just
lucky to have kids to tell you, like, hey, this is what's popular, because the kids know
like
what the fuck's going on, dude.
what my little guys Isaac and Gavin both told me, and they're not 10 and 9 now, 10 and 8. Sorry, had to think about that for way too long. Um, uh, they were saying, you don't have to say like and subscribe in every YouTube video. It's kind of cheesy sometimes. It's like, okay, well, when do you say it? Oh, and they had this whole formula of when it's okay to say it.
Yeah, dude, they could, like, I hear about this, like, my little cousin, who's like 9, went on TikTok or whatever and made a video, and it got like 200 or 2,000 likes or something, like, whatever. It's like, kids know how to get people to watch their shit because they are the ones watching this shit that kids are watching. You know,
Yep, yep.
kids love YouTube and content. They're learning all about it.
Oh, and it seems cliche at this point, but yeah, like the idea of instead of playing a video game, like spending hours watching someone else overreact to playing the video game that they could be playing.
Hey! I do that, dude.
Maybe I'm just a little too old to like I get
You
why that
haven't
would be
tried
appealing.
it. That's the thing. Have you gone and found streamers you like? What do you think all the people here are here from? Because they watch John play games. You know?
Right? Yeah. Yep. And it's like, and really, I love my games. I'm definitely a gamer nerd. But like, I've never quite been able to just get into that. You know, there's actually okay. I will
And
say
it's
this.
different for everybody. Some people are
Yeah.
looking to make a friend to play games with. Some people are there because, like they want to see something funny or they want to troll you or some people, it's different for everybody why they use Twitch or watch streamers.
I have really, and I couldn't even tell you what the guy's name is, but I have really enjoyed watching this one guy. He's got a great radio voice for one thing, but he's basically streaming a roller coaster tycoon and just
See?
finding ways to just like make brutal, contraptions out of the rides and yeah, it's pretty hilarious. So I do get that. Um, I guess maybe I wasn't specifically trying to pick on the
Gamer
online
streamers.
gamer streamers. Um, I guess I personally would rather play the
Yeah. And there's streams for that. Oh, you could go in and you make friends with the streamer and you go on and play games with them, Like
game. Yep.
I have a lot of friends on here who do that with me that became my friends
Well,
and found me
you know
through
what?
Twitch.
One of the best things I found on YouTube ever was learning how to take a fingerboard off of an upright bass.
See, and that's what I was saying earlier. You can learn anything on
Upton
YouTube.
bass, man. Upton bass videos. Those guys are badass. They they're very informative and willing to share their
What's the
information.
channel?
Upton bass.
Upton
They're
Bass.
they build upright basses, but they got a great series of how-to videos for
See,
YouTube.
there's a how-to video channel for all hobbies and shit. And
Yep. 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 I do one of those little phone games I have been playing is Battle of Titan. Badass small game. Sergi, he's a great he's the creator. Um always late on the update. But there's a lot of really good YouTube videos from some of the other players. But again, it's I guess because I can relate because I don't really like that game.
So you're just doing mobile gaming then? You don't have a console there? You don't
Oh,
have
we
like
do. We have the Switch. I'm a big Zelda fan. We got Breath of the Wild, which actually I found out I can run on my Gear VR headset with the Switch thing, but it's
Here, can you
it's
see
like
my video?
720p in VR. So
I got something to show you. We were gifted this. Can you see my feed there?
oh, lift it up. Oh, dude, nice.
Clean and
Signed.
pristine
Hell yeah.
PS1. Gifted to the stream. Gifted to the Stay Awake Squad. What's this in the box? Oh, that I have right next to me? Ready to
Is this
go? The GameCube, baby! With
Hell
Resident
yeah.
Evil 1 and Silent Hill 1 and Resident Evil 1 and 2.
I think Darren's got the Super Nintendo next door. He might have a Sega Genesis, and I know that he's got our grandma's old Atari, like the original Atari, with a little one-button joystick,
Yeah.
Spider Fighter and all that. Yeah.
Retro gaming, dude. You gotta at least have respect and love for that shit. But yeah, no,
Yeah.
literally, some coworkers and friends of mine. I have this big box of legendary fucking pristine games and consoles that were gifted to me to play games on stream for people to watch. That's how it goes, dude.
Nice. I actually I hadn't seen any of your streaming content until I just watched
What'd you see?
the Buddha video.
Yeah,
So I
and
didn't even know you were gaming online.
I've been doing this since 2016. I've been on Twitch.
Hell yeah. See, I'm just not on enough platforms, dude. I'm just like, dude, even to get onto getting onto Facebook is like, yeah, I had to have half of my musician friends in Traverse City. So I was like, no, dude, it's the latest thing. You got to be on there if you want to promote your music.
It's
And they
true.
were right. They were absolutely right.
You got to be on everything. You got to be on for streaming. At least I do Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. That same post I made. Well, I didn't do it on Instagram, but I hit everything. Different Discords. Promoting yourself is huge, dude.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I love that you got all those retro consoles though. Like this, like because when like growing up, like of course, like every kid, we were absolutely obsessed with our games, but we were always one machine behind. So like when everyone had the Nintendo, we had the Atari. Whenever everyone had the Super Nintendo, we finally got the regular Nintendo. Always one machine behind, and I still am to this day. But keeps it cheaper. But yeah, again, Darren's got a bunch of old machines next door, and we've got the original Spider Fighter and Asteroids and you know uh all those old Atari games. Yeah,
Which is legendary. I was somehow lucky, dude. There was always games since I can remember, since my earliest
already.
memories, and there's photos of me too, like 3 years old, fucking playing Doom or Duke Nukem on PC on a fucking old ass, like 98, Windows 98 shit.
Dude, I found a side load for the Gear VR system, the Samsung Gear VR system. I found a side load for the original Quake,
Fuck yeah.
first floor level in fully rendered 3D, dude, or like VR 3D. It was so good,
Yeah.
so good.
So you're doing VR?
I got it says the Samsung Gear VR. It uses your phone. And if you got a S8 or later, or S7 or later, you got to make sure you get the USB-C thing. The thing is, the whole platform
Yeah.
is getting abandoned. Like they just discontinued uh, uh, the Minecraft. They had like the
In
original
VR.
Minecraft, but rendered in VR. Yeah,
See, that's
we
why I
got
don't
one of the,
fuck with VR yet, because it's like it's not there. It's still like early prototype VR shit. A lot of this shit's gonna get discontinued. You gotta wait till they perfect the shit.
yeah,
It's
but
still in
it's
its early
awesome.
stages.
It's pretty amazing. They have interfaces for Facebook and all social media and stuff through the VR system and everything. That's it's pretty sweet. I might go ahead and get the Quest. Um,
So you're all into
yeah,
VR. That's a big thing for streamers and Twitch. People love VR.
I've actually watched a few. There's not much content at all for VR streaming gaming. Because there's just hasn't been that much of it for that long. But I caught a few. There are a few videos out there, mostly from the Oculus engine. But yeah, good stuff. You know, I think right now most of my uh, time I do spend playing video games is definitely
On what? On
on
your
my
phone?
phone. It's just so much more convenient.
It is, dude. Your phone is it's a computer now. It's basically like a PC in your hand. Unless you have a shitty iPhone, I guess, which is like having a Mac in your hand.
Yeah, I think maybe the next skill is thinking about electronics in general. I think maybe the next skill I need to learn to work with is building in pickups, embedding pickups in the bodies of these things, and starting to mess around with you know uh,
Into the bases?
yeah, as opposed to using the transducer pickups. Start learning about it's just something I'd like to look into, learning about uh,
It's
you
just
know
like taking the next step.
Yep, yep. Always trying to learn something new, expand your horizons, and
Never stop learning, dude. If you think you know all the shit, It's time to quit.
Yo.
I just made that up.
And it rhymed.
And it rhymed, yeah.
Yeah, I tried to my first time trying to sell one of the boomsticks. I tried to when I first finished them, among other things, I put it on Facebook Marketplace, and so Facebook Marketplace has pretty strict rules of sales. So I put a picture of this thing up there,
It looks
and
like
it
you're
was
selling a fucking gun.
flag and taken down, right? And
That's
and
a
so
gun. Yeah, I could see how
yeah,
Facebook would do that.
so eventually, and yeah, of course, I contested the issue. I whatever the protest, and
It's an
I wrote back.
instrument.
Yeah, and I said like it's not a firearm. It's built to look like that, but it's just my own creation that I'm selling,
It's
and
fucking art.
I don't think a human being ever looked at my response. It was just the algorithm said nope, you're not allowed to sell guns. So eventually, like I had to strip the whole ad down to just um, you know, no pictures. I had a close up picture of the tuning machines on the stock, and I couldn't even use the word boomstick spelled out without using like dollar signs and shit.
Yeah.
It actually flagged the word boomstick and take my post down. So
Well,
I've had a couple
Facebook's
times.
intense for sure, dude.
It's been hard even just getting the information out there that I have these things for sale at all. So and then Etsy, I put them on Etsy, didn't get a whole lot of luck there. I don't know. Hey, anyone's got suggestions on where I could go to
How to sell
actually sell
bases?
some of these?
Well, you
Yeah,
need to do more stuff like this. You need to
right.
spread your word. You need to give somebody a free base. Not me.
Yeah,
I'm not saying give me a free base. You like Les Claypool, like you were saying. You need
yep.
to have find this what and I don't know what it is, and I can't say, but you need to
Dude,
find the thing
what
like
about
that.
starting? What? How about this? What about starting a like a GoFundMe type campaign, but it would be buy Les Claypool a boomstick, and just try to come up with I don't know, try to come up with like 600-700 bucks minimum just to cover expenses to buy a boomstick for Les Claypool.
Yeah, to ship it to them and all the other bullshit. Yeah. No, that
Crowdfunding.
I think it's a good idea. People, so I got GoFunded a PS4. Somebody made a friend of mine made a GoFundMe to buy me a PS4. A whole
Oh,
community of people I was playing Mortal Kombat with, and it got shared like 100 times on Facebook, and everybody was like, "Fuck this guy! He's fucking smoking a cigar. Go get a job, motherfucker." It was a picture of me smoking a cigar, looking like a boss, and it got a bunch of hate. But then, like, just because of that, the goal got raised. Like all my friends did it, and a bunch of people fucking put money in there, and I raised the money for my PS4, which was $270. Sorry,
nice.
but I'm just saying it's possible. That's my point.
Yeah.
That like people will do it for silly shit like that,
I
and
was
it's
thinking
sad
like,
because you'll see like, oh, my dog has cancer, and I need like money for whatever, and people won't donate money to that shit. But it's like, I need to make baked potato, and it'll get like $12,000.
oh wow. I'd like to think that if I saw the dog one, I'd give to that one instead, but I don't know.
Well, that's
If
the
those
internet and
guys
that's the
take that
world. People want to
situation,
give to the silly meme instead of the Oh, you're talking serious stuff like cringy. I don't want any of that.
what I really need to do is try to get sponsored by a hardware store.
A hardware store.
Yeah,
No,
not
dude, you don't.
not Gibson or Marshall or anything like that. No, get sponsored by
Yeah.
Deweese or Do It Best or Ace Hardware or something.
What's like big? Why have you ever considered a job in like actually learning to do like just regular bases and I I don't think you should. I like that you do these classical fucking old school bases. But would you ever make
Oh, I definitely, and also, a lot of what I do, it's not just the building, it's maintenance, everything from you know installing a bridge on a violin to, you know, tuning up a guitar or bass or something like that. You know, um, it's all a lot of the smaller stuff that you know makes a lot of the actual money. You know, the sales, at least for me at this point, you know, are few and far in between. But you know, building it up as I go along. But yeah, uh, yeah, I guess you know the business is still in its infancy and still kind of figuring out exactly where it's going and what I'm gonna do with it.
Well, it sounds like you have an idea and you're moving forward on it. You got to remember, you got to think of when it comes to it now with the business, you got to have branding and logos and sponsors and ads. You know, that's all the shit that comes with it.
Yeah,
And that's how
I
you
just want
sell
to
your
build
shit.
and see for me, I just want to go into my shop and build stuff and then just magically have it sold. You know, just like that's what I like to be. I like to be in there building stuff or you know writing songs or I don't like to do the whole promotional.
Yeah, all the business and
Not good at
all the selling your soul
it. Right.
for green paper.
Well, hey, you know, maybe you can help me reach the 100 subscriber goal on my YouTube channel too, Cauldron Music. I think I've got like 30 something, like 35, 36 subscribers.
Yeah, I definitely I'm gonna be sharing your link, and if you're here and you go find Cauldron Music, go give Caul a like and subscribe, because that's good content, and go give the Brothers Crunch a like and subscribe. Let's get him to 100.
Yeah, man, you were like once again we're all kind of learning and reinventing this whole business as we go along, you know.
That's exactly the conversation. It's the digital age of the industry. So you can't just be a fucking musician who goes up there and oh, I wrote an album and I'll play the song and say nothing else. No, you have to do like what Glowstick Willie's doing, giving hours of music, talking and interacting with your fans. That's how music is done now. Like it's not just we'll just release an album and then do shows and we'll be set. You know, no, you have to fucking go the extra mile now. Unless you're a huge band.
Yep. And you know, once again, I think I have, you know, I've always loved performing and playing out and everything, but I really do think I've after quite a long time, you know, finally kind of found my niche and something I'm actually, you know, really good at and enjoy doing and you know, sort of a spot where I can stand out a little bit in the music world
And it's your
and
bases, right? That's what we're talking about.
yes, 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 and luthier thing, and just the luthier thing in general. You know, I've always done all my own maintenance on my bass and everything, but you know, I never thought to expand that to classical instruments. You know, filing, you know, sanding and shaping bridges and you know, reinstalling bridges, restringing classical instruments is a whole other beast than trying to just you know, restring an
And
electric
well, and
guitar.
it's cool how you incorporate it into your live shows too, and into your videos and your recorded songs. Like it's a part of the show, dude. It's part of your show. These and that it's unique as fuck, and it's awesome.
And you know, I did have a lot of fun recording those shop videos on the Cauldron Music channel. Just you know, again, being able to kind of share what I love doing, and my two passions kind of combined in one, and being able to kind of share that with the world is very satisfying. Something I hope to work on as well as the craft itself as time goes by.
Performances.
The the video editing and
Mm.
you know doing the whole YouTube thing.
Yes,
It is a
and
lot of
that's my
fun.
other point. Is video editing is the worst. It's something
Yeah.
that it's one of those things where I'm in limbo between. I don't want to pay for somebody to do it, but I also don't want to do it. Like, oh, paying somebody's stupid. I'll just do it myself. But then I hate editing my own videos, dude.
You know what? I found that I use the word and so much.
Yeah, well, that's the problem when you're editing your own videos. You notice every single flaw about yourself. You know you hate it. Like you're sitting there listening to yourself being a dumbass for hours. But you
Seriously,
gotta do it.
I've literally gotten to the point where I look at the audio line on the video editing software and I can see the shape of an and I can see the shape of an and I can highlight that and it's like, yep, there it is, and just like delete is like, yeah.
One of
Whenever
my
you're watching videos, all those little pauses, that's me saying or some shit like that.
I shouldn't share this, but I will. My biggest problem with all these podcasts that I've noticed is I say absolutely too much. It's absolutely like
You know what gamers streamers say way too much?
what?
Amazing.
Amazing.
Everything amazing. That's amazing. Everything is amazing. That's when I would watch out for.
Yeah, I don't think I say amazing. I use more words like sick and epic. Like.
Look at. But like, and if there is going to be one moment in the video that is amazing, it's like they can't all be amazing. Like
Not
one of them,
everything's amazing.
there's that one that was fucking amazing.
Thank you for the Cauldron Music link, Soup. He's got your back still. Click that channel and go follow.
Thanks.
Go
Dude.
subscribe. Yeah, dude, he's had your back the whole time.
And thanks
He's doing
for your
good.
liquor, too.
I should have made him mod for a night. I should have gave him mod status. We've lost my mods at this point. Okay, so you get moderators of your chat. I don't know. I'm trying to fill you in. You're not Twitch savvy or tech savvy.
No,
You get moderators in Twitch, and they ban the people who say racist stuff or shitty things towards you, and they shout out people who are raiding you. If you get a raid, that means people are coming to see you with all their viewers.
Nice.
It's this whole thing. I'm teaching you about it for when you start your Twitch stream, Caul.
Where you hear that, Soup? We got to get on Twitch.
Yeah, y'all need to be on Twitch. You guys, this is your introduction.
And we're gonna have Davey help us up to live stream from the pad.
Yeah, Davey can probably help you. I can help you. I'm willing to help in any way you need to help set up your stream.
Yeah, I'd appreciate that. Should bring you out sometime in a friendly.
I think we should bring me out soon. I'm ready for another jam, dude. I was thinking about it. I was like, damn, last time we jammed, it got pretty tasty, dude. We threw down.
Let's do it. Let's get together. Let's hang out.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll set it up after this.
Yeah, man. But hey, it's pretty late. I should probably call it a
night. Yeah, we made it. We made it to the longest Stay Awake Squadcast yet. You've done it, Caul. Congratulations.
And to you too. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Thanks for being on. I had a good time. I thought this was fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
You did very well. and I'd have you back again. 10 out of 10.
Absolutely. Maybe have. I bet Soup would probably do an even cuter.
We'll bring him on for sure. Soup, you're invited. Let's get some fucking links and some shout outs. Shout out to the Brothers Crunch. One more time with the links. Soup, if you will. The YouTube. Oh, you were already on it.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you just got the call one. Brothers Crunch. Go subscribe to him on YouTube. Listen to him on Spotify. And everywhere else on the internet. The Brothers Crunch is there. Cauldron Music. Thank you, Caul. Let's hang out soon. I'll be in touch. Thanks for coming on, man. Appreciate you. Hope you have a good night.
You too, man. Thanks for drinking with me.
Absolutely. Have a good night, man. The Brothers Crunch. Let's hit it up one more time. Post me a song. Let's go. Brothers Crunch. Let's play him out. I like this one about this. It's called the Snark. Like the tuner. Caul Bluhm of the Brothers Crunch, everybody. Give it up for him. What a fucking, what an epic podcast. What an epic Squadcast. Soup Styles, thanks for being here. Thanks for, you basically were the mod in place for tonight. You did really good. Well, well. All right, we're going to the Glass Moon Man. We're going to Glass Moon Man, everybody. I know you're probably not here, but if you're still awake, come on over to Glass Moon Man's. Put some Stay Awake squads in his chat. Put some John praises in his chat. Are you with me? Do you hear me? Are you out there? Is anyone with me? Let's go show the Glass Moon Man some love for this awesome sweet pipe he made us. Have a great night, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow. Stay tuned for more awesome shit.